And hello, and welcome to Digital Fiasco Live.
Where am I?
I know, yes, you're all confused, and I, of course, was just changing the chyron at the last possible second.
Usually I'm on that side.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm just
Free space.
It's fine. Uh-oh.
Got something, you see.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I mean, yay.
Welcome to Digital Fiasco Live. I am, of course, Jack McBastard, and joining me in the hot seat,
Albel.
instead of Dandr0id, who is, I believe, in the merry old land of Oz today. I don't even know where he is.
He's probably gallivanting across the country on the run for some reason.
Probably arson.
Seems like Dandr0id, honestly.
Thoroughly fucking unprepared today.
Completely flustered.
Right. Changing the chyron. I should have just let you hang with it.
Yeah.
Just you be Dandr0id for today.
I'd take his place once in a while.
I mean, roughly equivalent, right?
Exactly.
How is everybody in the chat today? Hopefully good.
Yes. Give
Can't
us your
expect
energy.
instant response.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
There's a bit of lag.
You want energy? I've got your goddamn energy.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Ah,
Meh.
Jace Marine is meh.
Wow, that's not energy. That's
Yes.
not. That's exact opposite of what I need.
He spent a lot of the day actually making cynical statements about EA and loot boxes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sounds exhausting, honestly.
It very much does. I mean, granted, it's not like I didn't bitch about the very same thing for months and months at a time.
That doesn't
on this
sound
show.
like you.
You don't watch the show very much, do you?
Who are you again?
All right. This 80s sitcom banter has been brought to you by Olestra.
Oh boy. Anyway.
So,
Yes.
Albel, now that you have your pun pass and we are prepared for your responses, what are you playing these days?
Well.
Oh, by the way,
What? Oh yes, that's right.
use them wisely now. 2 today.
Yay, that's exciting.
These pun passes are brought to you by a grant by the Merrill P. and Arthur J. Cromwell Foundation.
Wow, I'm so excited about that. All right.
And I've got the soundboard right fucking here, so make it worth my while.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are you playing?
Okay. So,
Spooderman?
yes, I've been playing the Spooderman, which I guess
Yes.
we're going to talk about probably a little bit more detail a bit later.
Saul Spiderman CPA.
Saul Spiderman. Yeah.
But we'll talk about it in this section. Like always
Okay.
at the top of the show, we have what are you playing these days?
Right, of course.
And right now, I think you and I are playing
Yes.
basically the same games.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because,
So,
well, I mean, you're still playing Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spiderman.
I've gone
Spiderman?
back to Dragon Warrior.
Oh,
or
yeah,
Dragon Quest.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know why. It hasn't been Dragon Warrior in a long time.
It really hasn't. Yeah.
I
No, I
don't
mean,
know why.
old habits, right? That's how I was first introduced to the series, too.
Not that old. I mean, that's 11. And it's been, I think, since 8.
Eight.
Yeah,
Eight
so-
was when they went back.
Right.
I
A lot of
believe.
years.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay, so yeah. I mean, of course, like, yeah, I've been playing Spider-Man,
Yep.
of course.
Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
Yep.
Spooderman. That game is really fun.
Yeah.
I think that they did a really good job with obviously the web sling. Like that goes without saying. But the thing that honestly is really getting me is the story. Like
Oh,
I'm not
the
super
story's
far.
great.
Oh, it's great. I'm not super far into it, but it is. It feels like a really classic Spider-Man story. Like I feel like I'm playing one of the comic books, which
Right.
is like it kind of got a similar sense with Ultimate Spider-Man, but that was more aesthetically. Like
Sure.
as far as the character, the way he reacts to things, the way like I mean, seeing him in that first cinematic wake up in the morning, like kind of stumbling around his apartment trying to get out the window, and it's great because Spider-Man's stumbling around like an awkward teenager or young adult, but then
Right.
as soon as he jumps to the window, he's Spider-Man. Like he's just totally in his skin, which I really loved. I love that transition, kind of telling you how Spider-Man kind of struggles with his personal life,
Yeah.
but when he's doing superhero shit, he's really good at that shit.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it is because he's still a young adult,
Yeah.
but you get a much greater sense of the conflict between
Yes.
like his secret identity, his
Yeah.
actual superhero identity
Right.
in Spider-Man. I think more so than just about any other superhero.
Oh,
really.
for sure. I mean, that's why Spider-Man's so relatable. Like, that's why so
Right.
many young people love. I mean, that's why I love Spider-Man, because he felt like a real person.
Constantly late.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. Well, I mean, that scene right at the beginning where, like, light spoilers for the very beginning of the game. But, like, that scene at the beginning where the rent notice comes out on his door and then the police scanner's ringing and he's just looking back and forth.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, man, what do I... He's just like, of course I'm going to save the city. Like,
Right.
Like, it wasn't even... Like, it was obvious he was going to do that, but, like, the other stuff weighs on him.
Yeah.
So... And I love his interactions with other people. Like his relationship with Yuri is like just the best.
Oh yeah,
fucking Spider Cop, man. Like that shit's my jam.
Cop. Yeah,
she's just like, please stop, for the love of God.
Only 3 days from retirement.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it that the fact that despite all the hardships and all the terrible things that Peter Parker sees over the years, he still is pretty upbeat and jokey about things. He tries to keep it light.
Well, exactly, and because he's like, I mean, again, Batman's great, obviously, but like they're different. Like Batman is like the gritty underbelly of the city, while Spider-Man is almost like a silver agey community hero, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, he is an established entity in New York. People know who he is, so the random people like those triangle interactions you have with some pedestrians occasionally, the one where the awkward hug, oh fuck, like with the awkward almost high five, that almost handshake, almost hug.
I didn't see that one.
Oh man, it's so good. That's like my life every day. I thought I almost died like watching that, because it was like, man. Like I feel paid, like it was, because like they were about to, she was tried to go in for a hug, it was a high five, and then went to, it was just, they're just like,
yeah.
Anyway.
I've got a lot of a cleanup to do on that game, so I'm sure I'll have time.
Oh yeah, I'm
especially
sure
once they do the new game plus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's coming, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm really hoping that I'll get extra challenge tokens that way, rather than trying to do like 3-star all of them.
Right.
Because a lot of them are kind of challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 pretty easily, and on the stealth ones and some of the drone, the spy drone ones, you can get 3 stars, but the straight up bomb ones, I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong, but yeah, have you done those ones yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't done them. I know of them. My brother's doing them.
Basically, you go up, you defuse, you do a puzzle, and then you have to get to 3 bombs and defuse them, and it's a certain amount of time. You basically L1 and R1 to do the web, and you whip it around, and you fling it into the sky.
Yeah, okay.
And then you web it so that it like dampens the explosion.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong, aside from maybe like traversal, like if my time was better or something. I don't know, but I just cannot get anywhere near those 3-star figures. So.
No kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to your interaction statement. One thing we kind of mentioned earlier is I really love the way how in the boss fights you get a lot of the exposition actually done in the middle of combat.
Right.
Like, so like he'll be trying to interrogate, like I think it was wasn't Rhino, it was I think it was the Shocker fight that I first noticed it. And he's like, we're just destroying this bank. Yeah. And he's like trying to talk to him, and he's talking about the evil, I won't go into it because there's spoilers, but we'll get to my shirt in a minute, but just the guy who's actually responsible for the whole conspiracy and how it all fits together, and it starts the mystery off. So
right, of course.
Yeah.
You could I love that too, because like there's exposition happening. Like I thought it would be hard to follow, but it's very clear, so like you could hear what the character's saying. Actually, just a small note about that in general, they actually recorded 2 voice lines for a lot of the which a lot of the conversations, one where he's like moving and or fighting, and one where he's staying still.
Yeah, I like that.
Awesome.
You notice that in games like Uncharted.
Yeah,
where
I've heard that
like,
was Uncharted too.
Yeah, where they have like
not
so much for exertion, but just multiple versions of a similar set of lines.
Yes.
So that every time you die, which you do a lot in Uncharted, you don't necessarily hear the same voice cues over and over again.
That's nice, because that gets annoying.
Yeah, and I mean, they do it fantastically. But in this, I noticed it as well, and I'm like, am I imagining that?
I thought, I thought the same thing. Yeah, but
flows together really well.
But with the Shocker fight, again, like you can even tell that he's got a relationship with the Shocker. Like they know each other, even though. Oh my god! Again. Oh, wow, that's patting yourself on your own back there. There you go, buddy.
He who controls the soundboard controls the universe.
No kidding. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah,
perfect. That's good. But yeah, no. You can tell again. Like I love the fact that he's been in this world for about 8 years. So he's a known entity. So people know him, including the villains. Like there's some history there, and it's nice because again, like. It's nice because even though the settings and characters are a bit different, we already feel like we know what kind of relationship they have in a sense. Yeah. And that's and even if you don't, you get a sense of that almost immediately.
Amazed it took that long for someone to flash the shocker hand sign. Yeah. Believe me, the joke gets a lot of on camera. Yeah,
Oh, God.
It happened before. Believe me, it was like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
and then
God.
there's the Spider-Man jokes for like the sex act as well. So that was
Wow.
we're not even going to go into
Let's
that.
not, please, for love of God.
Because there's literally a point in the game where Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and I'm like, oh, I just started laughing, and to explain it, it would be impossible.
Jesus Christ.
We're not going to go there. Just go to Urban Dictionary and figure it out yourself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, the shirt. This is a Freckle Bitches shirt, which is for people who like Saints Row.
Oh God.
All the way back from the original Saints Row is the parody version of
Wendy's.
Wendy's. Yeah. It's kind of like what's the one in GTA where it's a parody of Burger King.
Oh,
It's
I'm not
like-
going to remember.
It looks
I
very
don't
much
know
like the
GTA
Burger
though.
King logo, but yeah, this is obviously a much sluttier version of Wendy's.
Good God.
Yeah, it is actually the logo in the game. This is what you see on like the signs and this stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, well, Saints Row, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I hear you.
it's pretty much in line.
Oh boy, yeah, no, that's very much Saints Row.
Sandwich Monarch? No, I don't think it is. Freckle Bitch, pretty sure I dated her back in 01. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how about that combat in Spider-Man?
Thanks, James Breen, for
Good
sharing.
God.
That. Yeah.
No names.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, combat at Spider-Man was pretty good. It wasn't quite Arkham Asylum, but it was definitely very frenetic, like a typical Spider-Man combat would
Yeah,
be.
I actually like it more than Arkham, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different style. It's similar, but a different tempo for
Yeah.
sure.
Arkham is very much very deliberate and methodical. Like that was my thing when I was playing Arkham Asylum. Not
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum?
Which
yes,
one?
that was the original one.
That's
Arkham
the first
Asylum.
one. Yeah.
And doing all of the challenges, learning to actually slow down. Like
Yeah,
is
you need
surprising.
to slow down that game.
Yeah, it's like surprising how slow you can get those combos to chain
It's
together.
almost rhythmic. Like it's
Yeah.
there's a very distinct rhythm to fighting in that game.
Whereas in Spider-Man, it's like half the time you're picking up something to throw at a guy, then you jump off a wall and do a wall attack, and then you're doing like throw him in the air and combo in the air. It's a lot more like Devil May Cry.
Which is probably why I like it a little bit more.
Right.
And yeah, like and I like that. Even though there's a lot of abilities you can kind of throw in, but a lot of them have utility. Like there's a reason to all of them. Also, I mean, I really enjoy using the web swing, like the hold square in midair, especially because it reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom. Web swing.
And people must hate you for that.
Oh,
I
they
bet.
do. My brother like if I'm like that almost every time if he's like watching me play, I just yell it out. And he's just like, "I will kill you."
That's like Discount's version of Bloodbeam.
Oh,
Bloodbeam.
That's
Haven't
right.
heard that one in a while.
Oh man, that brings back some scared memories.
So how far in the game are you?
Oh, I'm not very far at all.
You said surprising nobody.
Okay, yeah. Ha ha ha. No, I'm about 21% in the counter.
Tells me nothing.
Well, no, but I don't want to talk about story stuff, but let's just say that the lab he works at was being shut down.
Oh, well, yeah, you've got a long way to go.
Oh, I'm aware, but it'll be quicker for me to complete that game beginning to end will be quicker than it takes for me to play the rest of Persona 5. So I'm going to finish that game first.
Will it, though?
Yeah, it
Okay.
will. I've looked at how much is left in Persona 5. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the only thing with Spider-Man. It's very difficult to remain sort of on the critical path because there's so many other things
That's
to
true.
do in the environment.
And I'm so bad for that on open world games because I
Yeah.
just like fucking around. But the story is enough to at least make me want to continue. Like the story is really engaging.
Oh, very much.
So.
And the whole descent of Otto Octavius is just, they did it really well.
Oh, like it's gonna hurt my heart. He's such a nice guy.
Yes.
Like I love him in this game.
Yeah, he does it. Like, they really nailed it.
That's the most tragic thing. A lot of Spider-Man villains are like that, right? Like either they're thugs, they're like, I mean, most of them are thugs or people that really just got in a really shitty situation, you know?
Help me out. Was Rhino always locked into his suit?
There's a lot of versions that he is,
Okay.
yes. Like
So
he
that-
literally can't get out of the suit.
That was more of a latter day version because I'm still remembering the old like 70s one.
Yeah, though that's like 90s Rhinos.
Yeah,
kinda
where he's
like
stealing
that, I
bullion and making statues of himself and shit.
Oh my God!
Right?
That's so funny.
that
I
is
forgot
old
about that.
school.
Wow, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think in the 90s, around that time is when he was basically stuck in his suit.
When they tried to make everything a little more realistic.
Oh boy, the 90s.
Hey, man.
Was bad for comics. For many
I mean,
reasons.
as long as they're not like acronym happy, I think that was a nice move away from that trend in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. So anyway, once we're further in the game, once you finish the game, we'll talk about the ending, I think.
Absolutely. And then Dragon Quest. I mean, we probably don't have to talk about it a ton because it's Dragon Quest.
I won't get into the storyline. There's some interesting stuff happening in the storyline.
I've heard that it's quite fascinating, and I've heard the characters are really good.
They're definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say that they have the same sort of engaging characterizations as you get in like a proper Final Fantasy game, or like a good Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
What's a cool acronym for Rhino? Robotic harness internal normalized
operating
octagon.
system.
I don't know.
Operating system. There you go.
Octopus.
Octopus. Yeah. Octopus.
I panicked. Yeah, I'd have to sit down and do it. I'm usually pretty good with the acronym game, but that one, no. Rhino in particular, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like Russian or something in the later versions.
I think that was just an Amazing Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
That was a choice.
I mean,
that was a choice.
Soviets sometime had some weird technological ideas.
I mean, he was a Russian dude that was living in New York. He wasn't like from Russia, you know.
Okay. Was he like a sleeper agent? Or?
I don't know. Like he was just a random thug at the beginning and the end of Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know if he was Russian in the comic
books. Well, you know what?
If
you want to talk about comics, you can show up tomorrow.
I can't.
Oh, I know. So we're gonna move on. So anyway.
Hey, it's Dandr0id.
Thank you there, Dandr0id. You like the Freckle Bitches shirt? That's classic
Dandr0id.
Saints Row. Hopefully you're enjoying your time out there at the con.
Yes, hope you and Jay Tanuki are having an awesome time out there.
In the old cartoon, he talks like who? The Rhino?
Really? Did he in the 60s cartoon? I don't remember that either.
I don't remember him being that sort of broken up and no. It was. I mean, he was definitely sort of classic thuggish.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of his thing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So Dragon Quest 11, fantastic game mechanically.
Yeah.
I think I have now acquired my full party.
Nice.
And I've gotten a ship. So I can actually go around the overworld like by ship.
Sure, yeah.
Every other, like when you're moving on foot, you're just going from map to map
segmented,
to map, right?
Yeah, it's like Final Fantasy 12.
Right. So you do have a world map, but it's largely irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, and you do have fast travel, so you can sort of see.
Zoom.
Right. Exactly. This spell. Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff you remember from previous Dragon Quest games carries over. Nice. Some of the translations are fixed over the years.
Yeah, they're good. Their localization's top notch now.
The UI system with the map, I have some issues with, like looking for those sparkly points, which are like basically points that you can harvest crap.
Yeah,
and harvesting stuff is incredibly important because that's what drives your crafting system for the mini forge.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, that could be a little bit more intuitive. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, I think it does exactly what it says in the tin.
Yep.
All the characters in full 3D, like all the monsters, the classic monsters look fantastic.
They look so good.
Right. And it was like kind of the same thing, like when I was playing Dragon Quest Builders. It was like, all the old audio cues and these 3D monsters, like total nostalgia trip.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like just that much even better. So.
The fidelity looks great. And those monsters are adorable. Like, I almost feel bad killing them. And some of their death animations, like we were talking about Cruel Cumber. Cruel Cumber. All their names are puns. Every single fucking one. Chain 9, holy fuck. Like, I'm in heaven.
What about the Were Tiger? Where it's like the guy is wearing his skin?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so good. But yeah, the Cruel Cumber, when you kill him, he's holding a spear, right? And then the spear flies up, he lands on his back, and the spear stabs him in the chest. Like, it's just...
I imagine he squeals like a squeaky toy. Like, something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good shit. It's good shit.
All right. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we are Digital Fiasco. This is Digital Fiasco Live. It's episode 40.
Holy shit.
Yep, and we're going to be talking about all the latest news in PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC gaming.
Ooh.
So, couple of things. Assassin's Creed Odyssey has officially gone gold.
Well, that's coming out so soon.
October the 5th.
Wow.
Yep, you can preload it already if you've bought it digitally. That's like less than a month away now.
Jeez.
Which means that like as of today, it's like just a month till like Red Dead Redemption. Or like a month and some time. A week.
I have a hard time even believing it's so close, but it is. That's so wild.
It still feels like it's a month and change away.
Yeah. That's
but
fair.
I'm taking some time off for that.
I bet.
I'm gonna
bet.
I'm gonna take some time off. Yes. Ah, all right. So Dandr0id's not here, so I don't actually have a discs, downloads, and DLC right up handy.
Okay.
So let's just quickly see what we've got. I'm just gonna just cheat. Well, let's go to our bookmarks and see what do we got. Dum 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 dum. Here we go. You're a bastard. Why do they... All of my fucking bookmarks are on a different
Dandr0id's trying to help you.
PlayStation / Thank you. Thank you, Dandr0id. That does not help us. All right, so for tomorrow being September the 18th, Transference is actually coming out. That's the PlayStation VR game.
Oh, yeah.
I know that Jay Tanuki was really interested in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? Anodyne, I mean, I don't know about the game, but, Blind, that's kind of supposed to be one of those other PSVR. It's a PSVR game called Blind. It's a narrative-driven psychological thriller for VR.
I've heard tell of that one ages ago, but I kind of lost track of it.
You have to, like, hit stuff with your cane, and it's, like, echolocation.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of that one.
Right, but, that would be kind of neat in VR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could imagine it being cool. Like, neat.
A bunch of other unnecessary contractions. Like, I hate games. Okay, here's the thing. Pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
Unless you were an established IP, there is no place for a colon in your title. Okay? I will give a pass to Horizon Zero Dawn.
I was going to mention that one.
Because we knew that was going to be a franchise, and it's from an established
That is from established
studio.
Yeah. Pet peeve quarter.
Really, it very much is. That's another Jack fact.
Yeah.
Or jacked, as apparently they like to call them.
That's bad.
I didn't coin the term.
Yeah.
I did not coin the term. Legendary Fishing for PS4.
Okay.
Neon Wall. I mean, I don't know any of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, Scribblenauts Mega Pack. I didn't know that was coming out.
Wow.
So it's I guess it's Scribblenauts 1 and 2 and the DLC and stuff.
All right.
Something called Splody. No idea. Transference. Warface. That was supposed to be a thing.
I heard it. I heard tell of it ages ago, but completely forgot. Scribblenauts is always a good time. Yeah, Scribblenauts games are really, really neat.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Scribblenauts back in the day, but once it was like you find the combination of things that just this is the only thing you need to ever draw ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else do we have for dum. Terrible.
Oh.
Super professional.
Oh well, this is always a professional joint here. Isn't Warface just another PUBG Fortnite ripoff? Honestly, I don't remember. I remember hearing of it, and then it completely fell off my radar because it just didn't look interesting. But I honestly can't rember Warface.
Put on your Warface.
Oh boy, yeah, that's.
I do not know. I do not.
That's not helpful. It's not helpful for anyone.
Yep, and I could just. And some stuff's coming out for Xbox and Nintendo. Wow, it's like thoroughly unprofessional at all. Is it a Crytek game? Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, possibly? I don't know. Anyway, all I know is that it's Dandr0id's fault, and he totally let the team down today.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, let's just show that not everybody in the show feels that way.
Yeah, views of Jack McBastard do not necessarily reflect those of Digital Fiasco or Albel 88.
They definitely don't.
But
no.
they usually do.
Oh my god. Moving on.
You know what? And you can send your complaints to Jack McBastard at digitalfiasco.wtf.
100% do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, but that's okay. It's like, even for PlayStation, there was like one thing that I recognized this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is largely because we are still in kind of the gearing up for fourth quarter section of the calendar.
The calm before the storm.
Right, because I mean, it's going to be Assassin's Creed Origins. It's going to be in at the end of the month, there'll be Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Then we're going to have Battlefield was delayed, so we'll have Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have like all the other November games in there.
Spyro's coming out in November as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Spyro. That'll pull a lot of focus off of Call of Duty.
Well, no, but I mean, people are excited about. I think people are excited about Spyro the same way they were excited about Crash when it came out.
Yes, we love you, Dandr0id. See, the whole show falls apart when he's not here. Really?
Wow.
Yeah, coming from the guy who's holding the whole thing together with duct tape and hope. Let me tell you.
Is that hope? I feel like it's more bitterness.
Let's just say that all of my hopes going into the show, leaving very little for me.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the news.
We're being torn apart.
I don't like it when Mommy and Daddy fight on the air.
Oh, dear.
All right. So, you remember Lawbreakers?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
It's a good thing that you do because most people don't.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met a guy from the team actually when I was in San Francisco. Yeah, super nice guy. Like,
was it Cliff Bleszinski?
No, it wasn't Cliff. It definitely
Cliffy
wasn't.
B. Dude Huge.
If it was him, I probably would have said super nice guy. I'm kidding, Mosley.
Hey, come on, Dude Huge is a good guy.
No.
I missed that nickname.
I'm actually quite kidding. No. I just met a guy from the team a couple years back or whatever.
Duct tape fixes everything. Tell that to Frank West.
Yeah.
Not everything. A lot of things, but not everything.
Boy. Anyway, you were talking about...
I was.
Yes.
Lawbreakers. So, it unfortunately has not had a great lifetime.
No.
And as of last Friday, the servers are closed.
I'm honestly kind of surprised it took so long. But...
Yeah, it's like it was released a year ago now.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that long, honestly. But it destroyed the Boss Key Productions.
Yeah.
They shut down in May.
Well, and then before that, they released that kind of rough concept for a Battle Royale style game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Lawbreakers was the original, and then came out with something that was like a spin-off of Lawbreakers. It was a Battle Royale game, and it was like a month before they closed.
Yeah, it was very.
So it was
brief.
like April or something this year.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that one was, but it's just
Radical Heights.
Radical Heights, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about that earlier in the year. And basically it was a casualty of like the Overwatch and PUBG and Fortnite. It
came out at such a bad time.
Right.
And Lawbreakers, like, I mean, unfortunately it wasn't a game for me because it's very hardcore, but it was a good game. Like, it had some good concepts there for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot better than like Battleborn, which had issues.
Oof, it was. Pour one out for Battleborn, kind of.
Not really.
But not.
No.
Just as a quick aside, one of the dumbest things about Ready Player One was the fact that there was Battleborn characters in that movie.
There?
Yes, there were.
I wonder. Oh my god!
I was like, there's no way Battleborn would have been remembered this long. I was like, this is fiction for that reason.
That's always the problem when you have like science fiction predicting the future, and it's like this is either something that's so far advanced it will never be possible, or it was invented 30 years ago and now looks clunky by comparison to stuff we commonly use today. Whereas in this case, you have what's his face, Randy Pitchford's. Last-ditch effort to get Battleborn in the relevant mainstream.
Oh my god.
Right?
I remember that.
Yikes.
Wow, that was reeked of desperation.
Just remember, it's not a Dota game.
Ha!
That's important.
Woof.
Because that was successful.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Battlefield 5.
Okay.
So, you know how the internet is like a toxic cesspool of rabid assholes.
What?
I know, right? Like, brace yourself. People on the internet in these kind of forums.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't brace yourself that much. You can unclench a little. Anyway, rabid assholes, I say.
Noted.
Yes, the same Randy Pitchford. From Gearbox.
It defends it to this day.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, so the Battlefield 5 beta started up not that long ago.
Right.
And it turns out that in an attempt to curtail some of the internet's darker sort of discussions, they went a little overboard on their profanity filter. Oh? Yes. Like, to not only a ridiculous degree, but to an unusual degree.
Oh.
So they let's just see. There's a list of things that it filters out, and some of them the obvious ones.
Sure.
Like, and then like stuff like Nazi or Jews. Okay, you can't type those. Those will be censored. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Profanity in general. You know the 7 dirty words you can't say on the internet.
Yes.
And most of them we say here on a daily basis. I won't go through it again.
True.
White man. You can't say white man.
Oh.
Because I guess I'm assuming it's like rise of the white man, Nazi, Jews, something. I don't know.
My god.
Like, just do the racist Mad Libs of those 3 words, and I'm sure you'll come up with something.
Oh my god.
So you can't say white man.
Uh-huh.
But there's some other things you can't say which are questionable.
Sure.
Like eat. You can't say eat.
Or
lag.
Wait.
You can't say lag or laggy.
How? Okay.
Because those might be profane to a developer, but Yeah. You also can't say DLC.
What? Wait.
But you can say free DLC.
Wow.
Can't say
wow,
DLC.
EA. Wow.
But you can say
y'all
free
insecure.
DLC, right?
Wow.
Now, this is the one that really, really kind of got me. You can't say Titanfall.
What? What?
And if you're paying attention, another EA game.
I have some thoughts
Titanfall.
about that. I'm mad at them for the way they treated Titanfall 2.
Me too.
That
Granted,
game's fucking great.
I mean, I didn't have a raging heart on like some people we know did.
No.
I know that moderate-sized Steve, aka Captain Quench, loved the shit out of Titanfall 2. I enjoyed it.
It's a great campaign. The multiplayer is tons of fun.
It was a little.
The
What's
campaign?
the word? Yeah, the especially the ending of the campaign.
well, I mean, I don't
it was
care
a bit
I don't
contrived.
Care. No, it was. I don't care about the story of that game. I couldn't give a shit about the story. Just the levels were a lot of fun. I thought the stages were great.
But yeah, so anyway, you can't say Titanfall. Can't say eat my dick EA because you can't say eat.
Yeah.
It'll probably just your dick EA. So then you're just offering, I think, at that point.
Woof.
My dick EA, like.
Just tell them about it.
Yeah, I don't know. So, so Titanfall. Like,
wow, that's... Again, y'all insecure, EA. Like,
really?
Holy crap.
Because, I mean, if you can say free DLC, but not DLC does combinations...
That's weird. That's like,
so,
EA's going overboard.
I don't know. No. EAT, a dick. It's in my pants. Anyway, so because the system is using a dictionary derived from several EA games based on some sort of AI learning algorithm that has tagged certain combinations of words to be escalators to toxic chat or similar, I don't claim to understand how it works in detail, we will change this. That's the official EA response. So they are adjusting it so that you can say eat and Titanfall, because Titanfall is part of a balanced breakfast.
It sure is. Got to get your iron somehow.
Like,
all right, just don't worry about it. Oh, God, just move on.
That was a waste. That was really a waste.
You're a waste. Oh, sorry, that got personal. Oh, where'd that come from?
Wow. This is why we can't say white man on Battlefield 5. God damn it. All right. So, talking more while we're talking about Battlefield 5, the trailer came out earlier in the year, and some people were up in arms about kind of the Saints Rowification of Battlefield. So, some people and women. I mean, there's two things like, oh, it has to be realistic, it has to be, and women don't fight in wars.
Yeah,
which, I mean, granted, not as many in the West, but Europe had a lot.
I mean, the Middle East has had women in combat for decades, centuries probably.
So I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to point out, I find it hilarious that people are like, it's not realistic. That's disrespectful to like war veterans and stuff like that. Like, I think these games are more disrespectful than the idea of a female playable character in a video game.
Yeah,
like,
if we want to go hyper realistic, just make them one hit, one kill, and you're out of the game entirely.
And you can't play ever again. You're done.
It's like America's Army. You die and it uninstalls or something,
Yeah,
that would be a perfect representation of actual warfare. There's your fucking U.S. Army recruiting tool. Anyway, so women, they're not going to go back on women, but they're going to kind of walk back some of the more outlandish customization.
Can you maybe mention a couple? Because honestly, I haven't been paying attention to this game at all.
There was a lot of flack about the one woman who had like a prosthetic arm of a more advanced caliber than you might see in World War II. It wasn't just the hooks or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you're asking me to explain people who don't make sense.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough. That's a
lot of it was just women. So we don't like women in our customizations in war, dude, bro, shooter things.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
it's
sad.
I'm being very reductive right now.
No, for sure. Like I get that, but I mean, but you're not being like the people that would get upset about you being reductive are the ones that hate.
Right.
You know what I mean? That hate women being in it. So I think they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not losing any sleep over it. But anyway, long story short, Battlefield 5 producer Andrew Galata, he says, "We've heard the community. We're still looking at World War II through DICE's lens. but how forward, how crazy we got with some of that. We heard the community. We understand there were some concerns about, hey, where's the authenticity? We want players to be excited about customizing their characters with authentic gear. Authentic gear. We dialed it back a bit.
Can't be. Sorry.
Colonel! We dialed it back a bit. It was pretty crazy. We wanted to offer some authenticity, and that's important to us. That's important to our players. So, like I say, they're going to walk it back so it's a little less crazy, and I'm fine with that.
I can respect that. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's a reasonable response to some unreasonable stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't give a shit if women are in the game or not. If that's your hang up, then, you know.
Maybe rethink your life.
Yeah, fuck off and go play Medal of Honor or something. Yeah. Anyway. He says nothing's off the table, though. We'll watch how the community reacts. Maybe we'll try something. The nice thing about the armory is we can put something out there, and if it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick. But first and foremost, we want to start with this authenticity approach. So he's not ruling out eventually bringing it back in, but
for sure.
Which really means once you've bought the game and we already have your money, then we'll put in all the previous assets that we've already created that are outlandish, and you're fucked because you already bought it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. You hit once, you spend the remainder of the game in the installation in VA recuperating. I like my heroes not getting captured. Be sure to check out the new Authentic Gear Pachinko game from Konami.
Oh my god.
Now that just makes me sad.
That's painful to think about.
Gear. I'm sorry, Snake. We're not going to make games anymore, so just try this slot machine.
Yeah. It can't be! Colonel!
So anyway, Battlefield 5 is going to be out for PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on November 20th. But interestingly enough, in the meantime, for people who own a copy of Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4, they've made the premium passes for the games free.
Oh, so, okay. That's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice for as long as the servers are up.
It's nice for people that have been following the series. Like, I can appreciate that.
I'm assuming the servers are going to be up for a while, and it might even be the same servers. Like, I don't know how much of the back-end code is different, but, I mean, Battlefield 4 goes back to...
Oh, my God.
It was like a generational game, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember they had that upgrade thing where you could buy it on the PS3 and then get it free for the PS4.
Yes.
And it did some kind of patch installation or some damn thing.
Yeah.
But, so owners of Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4, you have to have either a digital or physical copy of the game.
Yeah.
And you go to the PSN or the Xbox store, or on PC, I think you go to the Microsoft store.
Yeah.
Microsoft might be the Microsoft
Windows 10 store.
Origin.
Windows 10.
Origin.
Yeah, was it
Origin? Because it's EA.
Oh, right, that still exists. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't being reductive. I just haven't used. Oh boy.
You know what?
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You know what? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Steam is good. Everyone loves Steam, but Origin. Sometimes people go, "Oh, right, that's still a thing."
It's kind of a pain in the ass when you're playing a Steam game and then Origin opens up. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
The only people who still use Origin are people like Battlefield, and like 2 years from now when the next Mass Effect game comes out.
When I go back to Dragon Age Inquisition, I'm sure it'll do it
for
up
PS4
again.
too.
Oh, I have it on PC.
There's your first problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can get that for physical versions if you own the games for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So that's pretty decent. As long as those servers are up, you'll have all of that premium content.
Right.
So Nintendo, they had their Nintendo Direct. It was delayed by the earthquake in Hokkaido.
Yes.
So they had that last week. And don't forget, you play from Ubisoft.
Don't remind me of...
I think everyone uses Ubisoft for the same thing, for using their Uplay points they're not spending on themes and whatnot to get all the shit for Assassin's Creed in the next version, and then never using it for another year. Just like every other Ubisoft game.
Yep.
I have so many Uplay points. The delayed Nintendo Direct, they announced literally a metric fuck ton of ports for the Switch.
Yeah, wow.
You have a Switch, right?
I sure do.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have a lot of good ports. I mean, largely the ports are, I think, what are carrying it a lot.
A lot. There's a lot of that for sure.
Right.
Like, they're obviously they've got their own original games, but there's a lot of port support.
No, it's...
Okay. Sorry, I just had to, muscle through that almost pun. There's a lot of... The ports are definitely holding it up.
I think you need support. Anyway,
the ports are holding it up for sure. But
especially not having a virtual console.
Exactly, especially, and also with some of their Wii U games that nobody played because nobody bought the Wii U.
Well, I mean, it's the same kind of thing that PS4 has, like some of their higher profile PS3 games.
Yeah, their later day PS3 games are, again, Uncharted collection and stuff.
How much money would I give right now for a PS4 port of Metal Gear Solid 4?
Oh my god! Like,
right?
I know. I don't want to think about it.
Right?
I don't want to think about it because it makes me sad. But,
such a good game.
Oh, I had to stop myself physically from buying Dragon Crown for the PS4.
I was almost doing that again.
Like, well, I was like, I have no reason.
Vanillaware, man.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, so Nintendo.
Yes.
So they announced so many ports. We're just going to go through a list.
Okay.
So City Skylines, literally they have so many ports. City Skylines came out on the day of the Direct. It's just, it's out now. Yeah. Go. It's like, oh, well, shit.
Oh.
Yeah. So City Skylines.
Great game. People love that game.
And it comes with the After Dark and Snowfall content packs.
Awesome.
Yep. It's basically like Sim City, except they didn't fuck it up.
That's actually true.
The last Sim City, not so great.
No, people hated that. Like, people weren't fans of that one. My friend loved Sim City. He went to Skylines immediately when it came out because
it was like the always online model they tried.
Yeah, it didn't work well too because because of it being always online, you can get fucked over because of other people not supporting their cities well.
Right, and that was like the pre-Xbox One release. It was almost like a pilot for EA when they're in that always online partnership, right?
Yeah, it was very poorly conceived.
Not a great idea. So anyway, Moonlighter, fantastic game.
That game looks great. Again, games like that I want to play on my Switch.
It is an action RPG shopkeeper roguelike.
I'm such a fan of all those things.
Yes. It is a very weird sort of design, but like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that game thoroughly.
I want to play it.
So that's coming to Switch in November. No specific date. Cool. Armello, which it goes back a couple years to.
Oh wow! Yeah.
It was back when on the PS Plus, Travis screwed me out of $10 by voting for Grow Home because he's an asshole, and I had to buy Armello myself because I wasn't going to buy fucking Grow Home.
Oh, you poor soul.
And Grow Home was not a good game.
Really, I thought people really liked that one.
It was not a great game.
Never played it.
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
I would not bother. Was it Moonlighter the breakout role for Bruce Willis? No.
What?
Moonlighting.
Yeah.
Him and Sybil Shepherd.
No, I know. I was just like, wow. Like,
that's the joke.
Yeah, no, I got it.
You suck, McBain. All right. So Armello, it's coming to the Switch on September the 27th. You can either get the normal or complete editions. The complete editions has all the DLC, all the additional characters and whatnot. It's going to be $20 or $40 US, depending on which version you buy. Katamari Damacy Reroll is coming to the Switch December the 7th.
I shamefully would admit I've never played a Katamari game. I know.
Are you kidding me? You would love those games.
I'm gonna buy this fucking game.
They are so relaxing. You know the concept, though,
I know
right?
the concept, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I've listened to a lot of the music, too, because that composer's like, I'm a fan. Yeah. Oh, God. Well, when I think it was the first year that I was with Dandr0id, where we went to Magfest, and the composer was there, and he definitely did some DJing using some Katamari music. It was,
Yeah, that is such a bizarre, surreal world, but it's a combination of relaxing and infuriating.
Yeah.
So, I had a lot of fun with Katamari, and when you get a good run, it's ridiculous.
You really went on a roll.
Yeah.
Can I just...
Nope. Out it goes.
I'm so sad right now. Anyway.
That was better, though. I mean, comparatively.
All right.
It was not good, but it was better.
Let's move past it.
Yes.
I've never played those games, but I'm really excited for it to come out on Switch because, again, like I love it for the fact that I can get back to some of these games I haven't had a chance to, and I love handheld gaming.
Yes.
So...
And also, you're a big fan of a parental figure who will never approve of anything that you do.
I can't relate to that whatsoever.
That
joking.
Donald Trump would love Katamari Damacy. I'm just saying.
Yes,
or hate it. I mean,
probably both.
You don't know me, King of all cosmos.
You're not my dad.
Yeah, well,
but you are.
Well, he's definitely not. King of all cosmos never showed any sign of racism.
True.
So, Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which I'm assuming is a Wii U Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the new Super Mario Brothers series.
I saw your face flex there.
I'm not a fan of those games. Like, I mean, I get why they're popular, and they are a lot of fun, but I mean, the new Super Mario Brothers series is quite derivative.
So, it is a Super Mario Brothers game, not a Super Mario World game.
Exactly.
So what exactly? See, I'm not even familiar with that strain of Super Mario at all.
Well, the new Super Mario Brothers series actually started on the first DS.
Yes.
When they were revived, like, hey, this is old school platformer kind of thing.
Technically, the series started like the arcade.
No, I know. But this
right.
is the new Super Mario Brothers
Gotcha.
series. Like, these games have had a lot of different iterations, and
Yes.
all of them, again, they're all very well designed platformers that are a lot of fun. But I just found them to be really derivative and not super inspiring. Like, I'd play Donkey Kong Country.
Was not. Sorry to interrupt you, but was not the original NES one Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, that was Super Mario Brothers.
Actually called was that? But it wasn't Super Mario Brothers in the traditional sense with the
the
pipes and the crabs.
pipes and stuff. I think that one was also called Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Because it was it was inherently 2-player.
I'm gonna have to go check to see if I still have my NES Mario.
Like that one?
Not the Super Mario Brothers, like the arcade one.
Who's on first?
No, like the one that came with the original package.
Absolutely.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with the Super Mario Brothers iterations.
The good thing about this one, again, it's good fun if you're into those kind of things. Like, honestly, I would say if you like platformers, I'd honestly say like Tropical Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze would be probably a better choice because I think it's a better designed game.
Okay.
But this one, if you're interested and just want to have a ton of fun with people, 4 players, great. It comes with new characters, like they've got Nabbit and Toadette in there if you want to try some new characters. And then they also have like all of the DLC that came with that, including the Luigi version of the game. So it's all of that packed in. Like,
nobody cares about Luigi.
That was the year of Luigi, though. The year
Sorry,
of Luigi.
Now nobody cares about Waluigi.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Wah. All right, that's coming to Switch on January the 11th. Right. Settlers of Catan, that's coming to Switch because it's to be announced, but it's on every other goddamn thing, so why not Switch, right?
Yeah.
And a huge swath of Final Fantasy games are being ported to Switch. Now, it's weird. It's like it's not only Switch, but it's other consoles too, but also Switch. So Final Fantasy VII, that's I guess the PC version of that.
Getting it.
Final Fantasy IX.
Getting it.
And it's the remastered version of 9.
Yes, that's a good port.
Wow, Luigi's the best. He's gonna win.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's gonna slink off into obscurity because fuck Waluigi.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Whoa!
Fight me.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX,
Buying them both.
10,
Yep, I get
10-2 or X-2, depending on how you believe that nomenclature works.
I don't think I need to play a game. I actually like the game. I don't think I need to play it again.
10 maybe I'd like to have.
10 I want to play, but 10 those ones come together.
Yeah.
Well then.
I don't know if they come together in this version, but it's going to be the remastered versions.
Sure. 10 I need to play again.
And 12.
That one burns me a bit because I kept saying, I know you don't like 12, but I kept saying I would love to have played that on like Vita, right? But it came out on PS4, so I bought it. Like that game, I think again, I would love to play that game on handheld, perfect for grinding.
Did they ever make that for Vita?
They didn't. I was
going to say. Okay.
No, they didn't. I was saying I wanted it on Vita, but they came out on PS4, so I bought it. But now it's come out on Switch, so I'm like, fuck, I should have waited. Like
They did the 10 and 10-2 for Vita. I remember that.
They did. But I'm just saying I wish I waited for the Switch version to buy it because that would have been more palatable for me.
Or waited even longer for another console that never happens because you don't need 12.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know.
At least they did correct the fact that you can literally like plane wood on Vaughn's abs.
Yeah, they did fix that.
Yes. Like right across his chitinous exoskeleton, across his thorax. So once again, the list: Final Fantasy VII, 9, 10, 10-2, 12.
Yep.
Also, World of Final Fantasy Maxima.
Interesting.
Which is going to be, I'm assuming, the incredibly DLC-heavy World of Final Fantasy with all of it packed in.
I might actually play that game.
Right, then maybe. Then when you don't have to worry about buying all of the nickel and diming bullshit.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll buy it then. I played a demo, didn't really grab me.
It looks charming, great music. Everything else, I don't care about the story for that one.
So that's going to come out for Switch and Xbox One in 2019.
Okay.
PS4 has already all of those things.
Yes.
Final Fantasy Maxima is not, but it's also coming out.
But it's coming out, yeah.
So PS4 already has that, but Switch and PS4 is also getting a port of Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon.
Oh, that one I don't care
which was coming out for Wii.
Yeah, like
2000. Are you waiting for like Crystal Chronicles? Because we talked about that last week.
Oh, crap. Oh, right, because that leaked. That's right. I
also
forgot about
coming
that. Yeah, that one leaked. That's the one I'm really excited for. I just need to find people who will play that game with me.
See, are you excited for a different Final Fantasy game that's not listed here? Because if you're going to say Crisis Core, you're completely out of fucking line.
No.
Because Square would never ever do something that we really want.
Not really.
Okay. And I say that fully cognizant of the fact that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is being done.
Whatever. I feel bad for Final Fantasy VII, like huge Final Fantasy VII fans on that one. You just gotta...
As long as it's going to be an active time battle and not like a Kingdom Hearts nonsense.
That's weird. Like, I like Kingdom Hearts, but like that's not what I'd imagine for Final Fantasy VII.
Or Final Fantasy 15.
And yeah, actually, I was going to mention this too. Like, yeah, that's weird.
Why did it get snubbed?
Yeah, that seems weird. And I know people, like, there's issues with 8. I know there's significant issues with 8, but 8 is still a good game.
I mean, the draw system was terrible.
I don't like the draw system. No, I don't like it either.
I liked it. I think, honestly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was a publishing thing. I think Sony may have published that one.
Really?
At least in some markets. So it could be, I don't know that for sure. That's just my supposition.
I'll have to look that up.
Because it seems an odd omission.
It seems so weird. Like, I was just like, what is going on here? Right. I'm sure they'll release some sort of statement.
Yeah,
they can't just ignore it.
I cannot imagine that 7 was less popular than like 10-2.
No, yeah, exactly.
As much as I like Yuna and what the fuck were their names?
Ariku and Pain.
Pain. That was her name. I couldn't think of Pain, who's basically Billy Idol.
She is Billy Idol.
Basically.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Except possibly more masculine.
Well, I mean, Pain's a badass.
She was.
Yeah.
Which is really weird to see her in some of the weird dress fears.
I enjoyed it because she was just like, the thing about Pain is that she slowly throughout she's kind of like Lulu in the sense that slowly throughout the game, she got more and more like actually having fun, you know?
Yeah.
So I think...
But she was just a badass up front where Lulu was just cold.
Yeah, Lulu was just mean. But then later in the game, she's like one of the nicest people. But Pain was just more like, just being like just badass, but slowly like kind of got into the fun of everybody else. Yeah.
I never did finish Final Fantasy X or 10-2.
It's got, I mean, again, you can't be too focused on the story in that one because it kind of retcons some stuff from 10. And I don't really, it's more just like, I just see it as like a fun kind of game. I didn't find it that fun either, but yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently Animal Crossing's Isabelle is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That's so wild. She's like a secretary for the mayor or something like that. And Animal, like she's your secretary because you're the mayor.
You're the mayor of Animal Crossing Town.
Yes.
Is that the name of the town?
I mean, I have no idea.
I've never played Animal Crossing.
I neither have either.
I just know that if you don't play it for a long time, you really get the guilt from your fake virtual characters.
Tom Nook's trying to is trying to rob you out of house and home.
Exactly.
Mr. Rossetti gets pissed off if you try to fuck with the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those of us who are not familiar with Animal Crossing like me, there will be a Switch version of Animal Crossing released in 2019 as well.
And people are super excited for that one. And I might actually give it a look at that point.
Yeah.
Let's see. So this is Maim Kill Destroy saying nothing says ass kicking like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, Phil.
I'm not sure how that says ass kicking.
Well, she's shit. I can't make puns. Fuck. Anyway, like I like that the fact that Animal Crossing is getting more representation in Smash. Like I really love. Like I don't care that much about the series, but it's a staple of Nintendo games at this point. Like the Villager was a ton of fun to play with.
Authentic gear.
Authentic gear rising. Like.
It's not. That's the joke. Thank you. I'm here all night.
Yes. It's quite funny. Like
anyone here from out of town?
Oh my god. Anyway.
Where are you from?
Oh, geez.
I've never been there, but I hear it's nice.
Like I mean.
Volare.
Moving on. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. No, but no, I was just.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to play it as well. I hear good things.
I am too. Like I'd like to give that a shot.
I'm hoping it's not just a direct port and it's a new.
I think it's going to be a new game.
Yeah. But they only said that it's going to be Animal Crossing Switch.
We don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
so
we know nothing.
Like, how long ago was the original Animal Crossing
released? God, that was like a GameCube game.
One, right?
No, that was a GameCube game initially. I remember I wanted that game so bad because it had a bunch of Nintendo games baked into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, boy.
Cough.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm sad.
Anyway, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is coming to Switch.
Hollow Knight's already on Switch.
Hollow Knight, the Void Heart Edition.
Right, okay, yes.
That is coming to Switch on September the 25th. It will come with all 4 of the game's additional content packs included.
So if you have the game, then it'll just update.
Don't know.
I think it will because, like when I downloaded Hollow Knight, it gave me all the updates of the other stuff.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that'll... And again, I think all that stuff was free for Hollow Knight.
Well, bully for you.
Exactly.
So, you know what Nintendo is known for with their bullshit special editions? You know, people go, oh, yeah, mini NES, mini Super NES, and then it's like...
hard to find.
Right, and then it's like on eBay for $4,000.
Oh!
So, Nintendo has announced recently that they are going to be releasing special edition Switch Joy-Cons.
Yes.
In the style and dimensions of the original NES controllers.
Yes.
And they're going to be wireless. Mm-hmm. And they actually just
they slide
on your
the
Switch.
Side as if they're Joy-Cons. Yeah.
They're full size though, so they kind of stick out a little, but they look like Nintendo controllers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat.
That's neat. So you have to be a online subscriber.
You do.
Yes.
So this is kind of hopefully their way to curtail the scalping.
Yeah, and it's like very much reminiscent of some of their Nintendo Club.
Yeah.
Bonuses back in the day.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Japan will get like Famicom style ones, so the red ones, which are kind of cool.
That's awesome.
And in North America, we'll get the NES ones. They're going to be out mid-December. There'll be $60 US. They come in packs of 2. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. So my conspiracy theory mind...
Oh boy, here we go.
Think about this. Okay?
Here we go.
People have to buy a subscription to Nintendo Switch Online to be able to buy these controllers.
Yep.
So how many... And they're limited editions still.
Yep.
So what do you think, maybe, if you want to talk about the paranoid theory...
Oh, here we go.
This is how Nintendo bolsters subscriptions to Nintendo Switch Online.
I think that's why they showed those.
And then scalpers just buy a bunch of subscriptions and price that into the scalp price of the controllers.
God, Jesus Christ. The subscriptions are super cheap too. It's $20 for a year essentially.
Yep.
Well, $20 US. I don't know. It's like
$24.95 for
Canadians.
Yeah. And thanks for wiping out the whole next news section. God damn it, Albo. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
sorry.
Yeah.
I agree with Dan though. Like I would wait for SNES controls instead. That'd be kind of cool. Like those.
Kind of. But I mean, first they'd have to have them in some sort of console that's not physical, but virtual.
I'm not getting it, friend.
A virtual console.
I don't know. What?
Switch needs a virtual console.
Say again?
Virtual console for Switch.
Don't understand the word you're saying.
Yeah, I understand. It's a difficult concept to grasp.
That's Nintendo.
That we really, really
virtual
want.
Console?
Authentic gear. So yes. It's $24.99 a year for that's Canadian, $4.99 a month Canadian. I think it's like $9.99 for 3 months. Or in the US, $20 per year, $4 a month.
Yep.
Here's an interesting thing: use gold coins for them as well, which is their reward system.
Right, and I've got a bunch of those. So I don't spend them that often.
It is fucking insidious though, because you get $1. You get a $1 per dollar that you buy games physically. But if you buy digital games, the kind you can't trade in, you get $5 per dollar.
Yeah, I've used a couple. Mm-hmm. Nintendo's online stuff is just bonkers. It is some batshit banana stuff.
Well, I mean, first of all, you don't get that kind of reward system anywhere else, so I can understand that. But it's just patently favoring online, like it's like a soft version of the DRM that EA tried to push.
Oh God, yeah. See, I don't have the show notes, so I don't want to step on your toes like I did a moment ago.
That's okay.
But
they get the news anyway.
This is true.
Yeah.
Did you?
How you doing, Mamekill? By the way.
Hi. So did you talk about Nintendo loves forced scarcity? They kind of do.
It's part of their business model. Are you kidding?
Did you hear about the cloud saves, debacle?
Oh yes, that's in my NSO section.
Oh boy, okay.
One might call it insulting. NSO. Insulting.
Woof. That's worse than both my puns. Nope. You don't. You shouldn't get that.
He who controls the soundboard.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, well. Maybe you take your $5 and build your own hotel. Yeah. So we get cloud saves, but and of course, if you let your subscription lapse, your cloud. Yeah. I couldn't say anonymous or anonymous. No. I can't even mispronounce it the same way he did. I was trying to remember that. Like, how did he mispronounce anonymous? Anonymous. Anonymous.
An enemy?
Anonymous, I think he said.
Wow.
I think he said anonymous.
Amazing.
And he said it twice, and then he just couldn't get it out.
That's rough.
I think his teeth were falling out again. Doesn't matter. So cloud saves, right? And,
wow.
And it doesn't work for every game. We talked about that last week.
Yes.
But you get with it 20 NES titles, which come with the service.
Yep.
I have the list.
Ooh.
I have the full list.
The full list.
Yep. Ghosts and Goblins, Double Dragon,
cool.
Gradius,
cool.
Also good. Yep. River City Ransom,
nice.
Yoshi, Tecmo Bowl, Excite Bike,
cool.
Baseball, Ice Hockey, Pro Wrestling,
like
Ice Climber, Legend of Zelda. Awesome.
It's awesome. I have it like 3 times over.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be Nintendo if you didn't have to buy the game over and over again.
Oh, boy.
Except on your virtual console.
What?
Balloon Fight,
fuck
Soccer, Tennis, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers.
Whoa.
So what? Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
Dr. Mario.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Nice.
No Love for 2.
What? Come on now.
Fuck Birdo. And Donkey Kong. So 9 more games are coming out over the next few months. In October, you're going to get Solomon's Key, NES Open Tournament Golf, and my personal favorite, Super Dodgeball.
Oh,
Super
nice.
Dodgeball.
Nice.
In November.
That's a good get.
In November, you'll get Metroid.
Oh, yes.
End of list. Mighty Bomb Jack and Twinbee, which is a vertical shooter that never came out in North America.
So no love for Kid Icarus, huh?
No.
Fuck.
December, you get Warriors Woods.
Good game.
Ninja Gaiden and Adventures of Lolo. You remember Adventures of Lolo?
I remember Adventures of Lolo. It's
right?
a weird spinoff because Lolo and Lala are bosses in Kirby.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's weird. Weird trivia.
Because Lolo, I think, was the less popular. It's like Rayman and the Rabbids.
Yeah.
Who the fuck remembers Rayman anymore?
Hey. Those
Sorry.
games are really good.
Sorry, Yves Guillemot.
The new Rayman games, like Rayman Origins and Legends, no, they're really good games. Have you played them?
No.
They're great. Ask Dandr0id. Dandr0id knows. Dandr0id, you know.
Do not dispute.
Get all defensive. How dare you?
I'll kill you! Do not dispute. Okay, so classic NES games can be played offline for 7 days. And they require you to check in.
Yeah.
So it's like a soft, like a more permissive version of Xbox One.
Thanks, Andrew.
Always online. So it's egregious. Thank you, Mamekill. Yes. No, we're not talking about Dollar Shave Club till they give me money. So I mean, it's good they give you these ones for free, but first of all, they're only NES titles. Second of all, a lot of us who have had previous virtual console versions
already have these games 1,000 times over.
Yeah, Metroid, for example. You know, I was going to buy it one more time and have the unified online Nintendo account and thinking forever would be the thing. But no. But this check-in every 7 days is a pain in the balls.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like, again, obviously, Wi-Fi is a lot of places, but what if you're going on a freaking trip and stuff like that? You want to play Metroid.
What if you're in a submarine? What if you're deployed? Like, if you're in the military, right?
Exactly.
What if you're just not in a place that has internet?
Well, exactly. You have to go to an internet cafe to log in and download the game. You have to go home, and what do you do?
Remember that just the fact that people said deal with it, that ruined Adam Orth's career at Microsoft.
Wow, that messed up for quite a while, too.
It did. And then he made
that space game.
Adrift?
Adrift, yeah. He was actually pretty candid in his interview about that situation.
Well,
too,
yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah, he fully had.
Same thing as like Sean Murray. Some people just shouldn't be out front being the face of the company.
Yeah.
So the classic NES games are going to have HD resolution, which is to say they're going to be filtered at like an emulator would.
Yeah.
They're going to have special save states, which means that you won't have to play like. I don't see Mega Man on here anywhere.
Well, they've got those collections, so.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Because then they wouldn't be able to sell those.
Exactly.
Yep. And new enhancements. And there were some really gimmicky... No, it was like some gimmicky bullshit. I didn't even... It sounded really stupid, but it's one of those things they gave as an example.
Sure.
But they're relying on developers to implement into their old Nintendo games.
Which they won't. I mean, come on now.
Nope. Unless you are Capcom, where you're selling the whole thing on your own, there's no reason to do that.
Why would you?
Right.
Waste of resources.
Most games are going to be compatible with the voice chat app. Instead of fixing that aspect of the service, they're just going to make sure that
Isn't there like a microphone on the fucking...
Fortnite doesn't need the app. Just right through the thing.
Yeah,
you plug in your headphones.
That's so bizarre.
Yep. An NSO is not going to be required for all games, like the free-to-play games like Fortnite, Arena of Valor, or Warframe. You can play those.
Thank goodness for that.
So that's something.
Yeah.
Another thing they were talking about, this is kind of a neat thing. We were talking, I want to say May, we talked about Resident Evil 7. In Japan, you can buy it physically or digitally, or you can stream it.
That's so bizarre, but kind of cool.
Right? Because they have the infrastructure for it in Japan.
Yes.
So for $20, you can stream the game. I think it's Cloud, what's the name of the company? Game Cloud.
Okay.
So you buy it for $20, you can stream it for 180 days. And unless you're a person like plays games over and over again, like us, like anyone here basically, that's a pretty good deal though. You play the game,
$20,
6 months.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right. So Nintendo is like expanding their experiment.
Sorry, Baby Kill the Story. What's fork knife?
What's a fork knife? Yeah.
That's good.
$1 billion over the last year. That's what's a fucking fork knife.
Touche.
I'm not bitter.
Nope.
Anyway, so they're expanding their experiment. They're actually going to be putting on the Nintendo Switch in Japan a game that cannot run on the hardware. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Whoa!
Will be streamed to the Switch in Japan.
Wow.
That's a pretty big gamble. And I mean, they're working pretty closely with Ubisoft, like they had with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, right?
There's a good partnership for them.
Right. So they're bringing it to the Switch in Japan because that's the only place.
They've got the infrastructure.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, that's so wild.
Yeah, but the weird thing is we're also hearing again from like Yves Guillemot, I think this is the last generation for consoles, right? Which is dumb because like we don't have the infrastructure, and infrastructure is not advancing in North America, but game sizes are, like 4K textures and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many times have you heard, oh, this is going to be the last generation for consoles?
I've been hearing that since, like, I swear to God, we've been hearing it since, like, the PlayStation 3 era. And that's, like, think about that. That's a long time ago at this point.
6 years?
A little bit, no.
2013. Oh, like before the 2013. Okay.
Yeah, before that.
So that
was
would
the
be
PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era.
It was 2009?
Something like that.
2008? Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember specifically the date of the PS3.
No, I don't remember either. But, like, we've been hearing it for a long time. They keep saying it, and it keeps not happening. I think exclusivity is too important to certain companies for that to happen, you know?
Right. As long as you were in the hardware business, consoles are going to be a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately, it's kind of the double-edged sword, right? Because as long as you have exclusive hardware, you're not ever going to go full digital because who would sell your hardware?
Exactly.
Unless Sony and like Amazon. Like if Amazon ever gets their infrastructure set up to do their own shipping, that might change the digital versus physical equation a lot.
Right.
But yeah. So anyway, I don't think Yves Guillemot is correct about.
I don't buy it myself. Yeah.
So anyway, while we're on the topic of Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we just got details of the season pass, since that's coming out like early next month.
Those I just get really like like just chills when I see those pre-order charts.
Yeah, you don't want to. I mean, you can buy the. Here's the thing: they have like Gold, Ultimate, Spartan, and Pantheon editions. In addition to the regular old vanilla, they may as well just call it the shiesty garbage version of the game. Like, there are really no bones
shit
about
version
it.
for fucking plebes,
right?
Like
just scrubs. The scrub version.
The scrub version. If you're like poor or whatever.
Yeah, GTFO noob.
Fuck.
So it's $40 US for the season pass. Or it comes with the Gold, Ultimate, Spartan, or Pantheon editions of the game. I'm gonna have to check the math on that to see what like the Gold edition is versus the shit version, because it just might be worthwhile to buy the Gold version, just not to have to buy it separately.
Yeah, fair.
But it's gonna come out with 2 big DLC packs.
Scrub version still $70 here.
Yeah. Well, at least
$90 after tax. If you live in Manitoba.
Yeah. So it's going to have 2 big DLC packs, and the interesting thing is that each pack is going to have 3 episodes each. Each episode is going to be 6 weeks apart. So it's going to be kind of like, it's like the online pass, but in a positive way. Because the online pass, you pay $5 if you buy it used, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a deterrent. Whereas this is like, we don't want you to sell your game because there's going to be 6 months of content.
They're spreading it out,
right?
Yeah.
So the first pack is going to be Legacy of the First Blade, which will start this December, and it tells the story of the first assassin. And obviously, if you're like into Assassin's Creed Origins, people go, wasn't Bayek the first assassin? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But you recall he got his hidden blade from someone, so the hidden blade existed before.
Mysterious.
Yeah, so we're going to hear about that mystery. It's the backstory of the assassins and why they chose to fight from the shadows against the Templars. The second DLC pack will be The Fate of Atlantis and will not star Indiana Jones.
Will it star Namor, the Submariner?
It will also not star
Shit.
Namor, the Submariner.
Submariner, yeah.
The Submariner?
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy who submarines people. Which, I mean, I'm assuming is a sex act.
It's got to be. Wow.
Like involving a periscope.
Dear God.
And possibly the bends.
It's the porn version. Wow. You suck.
Good night, everybody.
You suck. You suck so much.
He who controls the soundboard. Anyway, it'll take you to the legendary city, and it's related to the first civilization. So it might literally be Atlantis, but it's in the context of Assassin's Creed. It's a first civilization.
Could be neat.
Yeah. So that starts in spring 2019. So what's interesting is that in addition to the actual DLC, you're also going to get a couple of things. You're going to get a remastered version of Assassin's Creed 3.
Wow.
Which I'm kind of pissed off because I literally just finished it, right?
Oh my God, you did.
Yeah, so now I'm going to have to go in, and not only am I going to have to fucking play it again, I'm going to have to platinum it.
Wow.
Which, for all the collection and the bullshit and all the hunting and all the areas and all the naval battles and, yeah. Because Assassin's Creed, you know, they remastered it. Assassin's Creed 3, you might call it Threemastered.
I have so many negative emotions towards you right now.
Yeah, this is what it's like every fucking Tuesday. I'm just saying.
It's because can I just
no.
Damn it.
Rank half its privileges. So stop it, Mr. Burns. You're the Germans. So anyway, in addition to that, you're also getting Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation remastered. So yeah, so it's going to be the Aveline one.
Cool.
Used to be on the Vita.
Yeah, I remember.
Didn't they already have that for the PS4?
I feel like they brought it out early on in the PS4's life.
So you're just going to get it for free with the pass. So.
Well, I mean, if you haven't played it, it's a pretty neat take on the Assassin's Creed.
The only thing I didn't like was having to go all the way back to the place to change
that was, they should have shored up that mechanic.
Right.
You know, it's interesting. Like, I think I've told you this, but I pay a lot of attention to every Assassin's Creed game that comes out, but I like never play them. Like, I just haven't been interested in the series. But with Origins and Odyssey, I mean, I'm pretty fascinated. Pretty fascinated at this point. Like, I might have to jump in Origins because I'm gonna wait well after they come out to play them eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a mechanically a much different experience than previous Assassin's Creed games.
And for whatever reason, they just never appealed to me. So Origins, oh man, I just want to
boo this, man. Come on, come on. It's 100% pure West. It's gold. So, in addition to the paid DLC, they're actually going to be doing like months worth of free DLC.
Okay.
And the way they've structured it is it's going to be like every 6 weeks you get the paid DLC if you have the season pass, and in between that you're also getting free DLC. There's some episodic quest lines in a series called The Lost Tales of Greece.
Cool.
So it's going to have a constant flow of new stories, they say, for players to discover. Quests will feature familiar faces and new characters from the world of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So if the timeline, I'm assuming, is right before Origins, might see some like Cleopatra and whatnot. You know, it would make sense thematically.
Neat.
There's going to be recurring in-game events. Apparently, each week there's going to be a new epic ship or mercenary that will appear, presenting players with challenging battles as they hunt down these powerful enemies. There'll also be daily and weekly contracts, which will send players on new quests across Greece. Also, they're going to have the Discovery Tour. That's going to be back, which is going to be like the historic one.
Yeah, that
was very
literally
cool.
One of the reasons that got me, makes me want to play Origins.
Yeah, I really kind of. Apparently, this one's going to happen earlier. Like you're going to get it at launch.
Cool.
Whereas, like in Origins,
you
it was
to wait.
it was months later.
Yeah.
And many more updates, including new monsters and mythical creatures to kill, and a new Game Plus mode. So that's going to happen apparently right away.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's a steady drip feed of content throughout the year. It's like a soft games as a service game, where unlike Destiny, where it's like, wow, this is a really bare bones experience, and now we're going to slowly flesh it out and completely change the mechanics every 3 months.
Oh boy.
Not naming any people.
You literally just did.
I did Destiny.
Yeah.
I just did it again.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. Like I like that, and plus, since we're not getting another Assassin's Creed game in 2019, it's value add.
There's a bit of a tail on it. Like, I mean, I know Ubisoft is really into the whole games as a service, but if they're doing good stuff, at least some stuff with it, with a franchise that they want to stick around with, a game that's already got a ton of content.
Yeah. See, if the Division had an amount of content the size of Assassin's Creed Origins or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it wouldn't have got so much flack for its DLC and constant, like, drip feed events and changes and patches and nonsense.
By the end of 2018, it started, tail end 2018, mid to tail end, it started to become a game that people actually really liked. But again, now they're announcing Division 2, so
it's kind of like No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
which is great now. I'm not dissing.
No, it's finally
free LC. Boo.
Boo. No.
Who's got the soundboard? You or me?
Wow, you're a tyrant.
I'm drunk with power.
Oh my god.
All right. So while we're talking about Assassin's Creed, there's another goddamn board game coming out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like I'm still like reeling from the price tag of the Horizon Zero Dawn plus all the add-ons that I just plunked down £265 for, £273 with the additional dice set, which works out to roughly $500 worth of nice figures. They're really, really nice figures. Drunk with power and coke, and I've had one beer. I'm only drunk on power. I do have a backlog of games and board games. Actually, I'm gonna have to post a picture of the war room.
Yeah, you should.
Now that I've got the cabinets up.
Yes, that looks very nice.
I canceled the stream for a reason last week, and I think it really has paid off. So
absolutely.
It really looks nice. So yeah, the new Assassin's Creed board game, because apparently there was a card game that was not great from a few years ago. I wasn't even aware of it, which I think was the problem. Yeah. So this new one is called Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Venezia. Ooh. So what is going to be interesting, it's players are going to take control of Brotherhood in the year 1509. This is the dialogue from what will be the Kickstarter.
Sure.
They will make their way through a 20-plus hours immersive campaign based on untold stories of the Venetian Brotherhood, which takes place during the Renaissance between Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations. So nice, good timeline there. The game will be playable either solo or with up to 3 friends cooperatively against an AI-controlled enemy. And along the way, there will be upgrades for characters in your HQ, while also working in a few cameos from the Ezio games like Leonardo da Vinci, Lucrezia Borgia, and Ezio himself.
Ooh.
Now, what makes this interesting, it is from the makers of a very good tactics board game called V Commandos, which has a very well-refined AI system. It has a very cooperative, and all your characters are individually, like the individual abilities and powers and whatnot, equipment and whatnot, and it has like a campaign. So the fact that they're getting involved in this, making an Assassin's Creed game, this is a pretty good selling point. But unlike V Commandos, which was just like paper tokens for your characters, these are all going to have full sculpt miniatures.
Beauty.
Which is where my wallet just starts to cry.
Yeah.
So that's gonna the Kickstarter for that will start in November.
Cool.
And by then I will still be broke from the Horizon Zero Dawn Kickstarter.
Oh my god.
Which has an amount of plastic that will make Myth blush. It's a lot of goddamn plastic.
There's a lot of stuff.
All right. Got some quick hits.
Cool.
So, according to Mortal Kombat actors, Master Daniel Pesina, Mortal Kombat 11 is in production. Apparently, Pesina revealed his younger brother Carlos, as well as his students that attend Chicago Wushu School of Kung Fu and Tai Chi, are performing motion capture for the game at MoGameCon.
Oh?
MoGameCon. Is, I guess, a thing for motion game capture places?
I guess.
MoGameCon?
MoGameCon.
I mean, there are other possible interpretations of that.
There are, but
I'm assuming
sounds...
not PC.
Yeah.
MoGameCon. Or, I mean, it could be either racist or not PC, depending on... More money, more problems, more games. No release date, no official confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but NetherRealm Studios did the last couple. They were really good.
Yeah.
Are you a Mortal Kombat guy?
You know, I'm much more Street Fighter than Mortal Kombat, but I really did like the games back on the Genesis and Super Nintendo.
I know you're not a big Dragon Ball Z fan. How I kicked your ass that time.
You are so full of shit.
It's true. I've got the video to prove it, man. It was really embarrassing.
You are a liar and a charlatan.
I'm just saying, people can back me up here.
No, he's lying. There. He's lying. No, but
they were there in the chat, man. They saw it.
Full of shit. It's newer.
Okay. You don't have to yell.
God damn it. The newer Mortal Kombat games were really well done. Like I played them enough of them to see what a great job they did.
Test your might.
So they're so entertaining, and story modes of them are a shit ton of fun.
Yeah, the story mode I find in Mortal Kombat were a lot more engaging than like Street Fighter.
Street Fighter story mode and Street Fighter 5. I mean, among all the disappointments, that was one of them. Unfortunately,
despite the movie. Who wants to go home and who wants to come with me? Terrible. Certainly benefited from taking years off between games.
Yes.
I mean, Dandr0id, Mortal Kombat 10 was only, 2 years ago, right?
Was that only 2 years ago?
It was not that long ago, because they had the DC versus Mortal Kombat, and then they did Mortal Kombat 10. And it was the same guys. It was NetherRealm. I want to check that. But
well, Mortal Kombat X, there was another Mortal Kombat before that, though, right? Like, because there were two of the new style Mortal Kombat, the one that was basically retailing 1, 2, and 3, and then Mortal Kombat X was 10.
Yeah, I know how Roman numerals work.
Well, no, but that's what they... God damn it. That's what they called it.
Okay.
That's what they called it.
Someone in the chat, if you could quickly look that up and see when Mortal Kombat 10 came out. At the time, I assumed it was 10. I mean, it could be Mortal Kombat X, but...
Mortal Kombat Cross, if it was Japanese.
No, it's not the 90s or British. That's a UK thing, too.
Yeah, they had 9 and okay.
Injustice. It was Injustice. That's what I'm thinking about.
Right,
they also had
Injustice.
They also did the DC versus...
They did, but that was like the Wii era. That was like that era of gaming, I think. Like it was... No, wait. Oh, no, wait. They had that Mortal Kombat game on the Wii where you could switch styles of combat, but I feel like
Terrible.
Yeah, there were some choices there.
Terrible.
There were choices there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's coming. Glad to see that still has some legs.
Mortal Kombat X came out 20X.
No, that would be like Mega Man X.
That's good.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Janice Marine's got jokes. You got jokes, eh?
I like it. I like it. I like it. Where's the thing?
I see what we're doing. No. He who controls the soundboard.
Now it's just a crutch.
Hasbro and
Yes.
Epic Games are partnering to make toys based on Fortnite.
That's not surprising. I'm shocked that it took this long.
Yeah, so it's a good one and a bad one. You get officially licensed Nerf equipment based on Fortnite.
Wow.
I like Nerf guns and a game of Monopoly. Because you wouldn't partner with someone like, Lego.
No. God. Fortnite hurts me. Like, I have like this weird history with Fortnite. They already have Overwatch ones. I didn't actually know that.
I mean, I guess there's a Monopoly game for just about every fucking IP out there. Like, I'm sure that there is a Mass Effect Monopoly. I know for a fact there's a Star Wars Monopoly.
Yeah.
Star Trek Monopoly.
No, it's fair. Oh, right. They do have 4. Okay, I've seen some of these. Okay,
I would love to see a Star Trek Monopoly when the basis of the Star Trek universe is not commercial, no money. It's like just...
Yeah, no kidding.
Ludonarrative dissonance.
How do you even play this game? Okay, but like with Fortnite, I have a weird history with that game because I was following that game ever since it was conceived. Like, what was it, 6 or 7 years ago?
Oh, was it?
Because they were talking about Fortnite forever, but like there was a very old video for the game like ages ago, and then they were talking about it, and the idea was that it was supposed to be a team-based tower defense style game with third-person shooting. That's the game that I wanted. That's the game that I bought when I bought it ahead of time. Little did I know, they stopped supporting that part of the Save the World part of the game quite a while ago because they mostly focused on...
change out Fortnite with Star Citizen, and I'm sure that a lot of people would feel your pain. All right. So all those Fortnite toyetic aspects are going to be out in 2019.
Yeah.
So 15 gambling regulators from the EU and one from the US are joining together for a collaborative effort to address the risks created by the blurring of lines between gaming and gambling.
Yes.
So this is including the implementation of loot boxes, third-party marketplace, or gambling sites, and the addressing concerns of consumer protection and the safety of children online. So EA is in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Especially with their new stance, like we've done everything to fuck you, Belgium. We've done everything to make our games not gambling, so we're going to just keep going anyway. You try and sue us. So apparently they've got some backup, and now they're going to go really screw with EA.
Wow.
Not just EA, like everyone. So here's the list. Austria, Czech Republic, France, Gibraltar, Ireland, the Isle of Man, Jersey, Latvia, Malta, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Spain, the UK,
Finland,
and the Washington State Gambling Commission in the States, so in Washington State.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of major first world countries. And like a lot of money in the EU and North America that
they pissed off the wrong people.
Well, I mean, the way they implemented them, and I mean, it's not like this is new news for people who watch Digital Fiasco live. Occasionally we talk about loot boxes.
Wait, what?
I know, right? But it's really becoming a problem, especially in these cases, these third-party sites where you remember that big scandal like a year ago with the guy who ran the CSGO site?
Yeah. Oh,
and he was a streamer, and he ran the CSGO site.
Yeah.
It was just this big, scummy sort of...
Oh, it was gross.
Allegedly.
Just, I mean,
gross. I'm pretty sure it's established, but, legally I have to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Withdrawn. That's the magic word.
Indeed.
Works for Law and Order, anyway.
It's so good.
Yeah. So this is a quote from one of the people who are organizing this coalition of the unwilling, I guess you'd say. Unlicensed website offering skins betting can pop up at any time, and children could be gambling with money intended for computer game products. We encourage video games companies to work with their gambling regulators to take action now to address those concerns, to make sure that consumers, and particularly children, are protected. So this could be a big PR problem for them, and it's definitely going to cost people like EA that have had these loot box systems in place for essentially years.
Right.
And who are banking on them to offset some of their production costs.
That was their design model. Like, I mean, that is their major design model. Like, that is their bread and butter at this point. So yeah, that's really gonna fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, they just have to balance between, content and like quality, essentially. Yeah. So you have enough in the game to support your purchase, and then nothing that really rocks the boat otherwise. Don't they know only the government can operate or profit off a gambling scheme? Well, that's fair.
He's not wrong.
No, well, I mean, other people can operate and profit off gambling. Just the government needs their cut.
They need their cut. And again, they get really annoyed if there's children involved.
Action.
They just grease the pubs a bit. But they get really annoyed if children are a target involved, because not necessarily because they care. I mean, there are definitely politicians that legitimately do, for sure.
Right.
But because it gets parents after them too. So they that's a huge deal.
Or as they like to call them, voters.
Yes. Also true.
Hey Necro, how you doing? Are you from Finland, or you're just cheering for Finland generally? Offended you ignored Finland on that list. I'm just looking at this list, so maybe Finland joined the coalition later. Did I miss Finland?
I don't actually know.
I copied the list out, so no, Finland is not on my list. Maybe they're outside the coalition. It's like a gaming NATO. I don't know.
I just want to go back to what Dandr0id said, like just addressing my ennui when it comes to Fortnite. He's like, yeah, honestly, it wasn't going to come out until they saw PUBG, and they're like, we need that.
Well, they were starting some other way, and then they added like the ring, and it's like it's the same game, but still good game.
Yeah. No, Fortnite.
$1 billion.
Fortnite knows what they're doing. Yep. Okay, it's more just like I'm sad about that one thing. I don't think it's a bad game.
Finland is really recent. Okay, I'll have to check
no kidding.
That.
Okay,
as long as they're part of the same. I know they were investigating it before. That could be like super old news, but this is like a coalition in addition to like the Belgian gaming commission and all the other groups that had done it.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So the big ticket. The big ticket.
The big ticket.
Yes. So everyone out there on Twitch is noticing that we have a very peculiar title for the stream. It's like I think it's something to the tune of "Ponies are made of butter" in Night Springs.
Wait.
Did you ever play Alan Wake?
No, I never did. I know I have it because that game was disappearing.
Yes. I haven't played in a long time. I should do it on the stream one day. But Alan Wake was one of Remedy's unsung masterpieces.
Well, it reminded me, looking at it, reminded me a little bit of Twin Peaks, and I love...
It very much played on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was interesting was it was, I think, the progenitor of something that a couple other games tried to do, where the game was broken out into episodes. So it felt like...
It felt like a TV show.
Right.
That was the shtick.
Right. And you had, like, previously on Alan Wake, and they summarized stuff. But it's like it was a bit different. It's not like a Telltale game where you literally needed that recap.
Right.
I was just playing that 5 seconds ago. Why are you recapping this? But it was kind of neat.
Cool.
But anyway, Alan Wake was made by Remedy, guys who did Max Payne back in the day.
Yeah.
And Sam Lake, who is the literal face of Max Payne, was the creator of Alan Wake. So they are now making a live-action television series. And what's interesting is that it's in development with Peter Calloway, who is behind Cloak and Dagger, nothing to do with Dabney Coleman, Legion as well. And
Which is good.
He's signed on as showrunner and writer. So
neat.
Yeah, and the creator of Alan Wake, which is Sam Lake, he's going to be attached as an executive producer.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So they actually have him. They have the guy from Cloak and Dagger and Legion. And it's going to be developed jointly under the imprints of Contradiction Films and Remedy Entertainment. And according to Variety, they just put this out last week, Contradiction partner Thomas Harlan, he said the plan is to start shopping the show around in October with Calloway's full pitch, which was one, apparently, they had been trying to get... Calloway loves Alan Wake. He's been trying to get the buy-in from Remedy for years.
Okay.
And apparently he finally now put together a pitch that really just blew Sam Lake away.
Wow.
And now they're going to make it.
That's cool.
It is.
That's
it is
really
very
cool. Yeah, yeah.
So he says he's seen initial interest from a number of studios. So he says basically it was a TV series that was put into a game, like we said. That was Sam's vision. It was influenced by The Twilight Zone, The Secret Window, Hitchcock, and Northern Exposure, which is a weird combination. I remember Northern Exposure. I don't remember it being like Hitchcock or The Twilight Zone.
That's a weird...
Right?
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, I could see.
Sure.
They absolutely did not mention Twin Peaks.
Northern Exposure?
I'm thinking they specifically didn't mention Twin Peaks.
Because it's too obvious?
It's a little close.
Yeah.
Just for, I don't want to provoke a lawsuit.
First of all, hey, Kyle Keller.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing? Alan Woke, absolutely butter ponies.
Oh my God!
Alan Woke is awesome.
I don't think they're going to. I'd be surprised if they did a tie game for this.
Mark Wahlberg, best Max Payne on film. I mean, he's the only one, so he's obviously the best one, and yet somehow still isn't. Cough.
Woof.
Anyway, hopefully this time it'll be better than that Max Payne movie. We don't talk about that. We absolutely do not talk about that. Remember, he's the only big AAA game developer that Finland has. CD Projekt Red is Polish. I want to say there's got to be another Finnish developer. Maybe not AAA.
I wouldn't know.
I'm going to have to look that up now. You got me curious. Got me curious, Necro. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, crossover like Max Wake or Alan Payne.
Oh,
no.
my God.
No,
yes.
no.
Yes.
So anyway.
Make it so.
It says, we plan to work closely with Sam on the show. Sam is a huge part of this. It's his baby. So I really love the fact when they get like the creators working on it.
That's the best side there can be.
Especially when you get the Expanse, right? You get Ty Frank, you get Abraham, Saul Abraham. I don't remember the guys who are James S.A. Corey.
Yeah,
they're actually working on the Expanse.
That's really cool.
Their books they developed in the show. You get George R.R. Martin working on Game of Thrones, and they actually get to correct some things in the story. So you get Sam Lake working on Alan Wake, which I thought was such a brilliant game. It's like right up there with like BioShock in terms of twist endings and surprising narratives.
Really want to play that game.
Yeah. So I mean, add it to your list, right? So the game came out in 2010. It sold 4.5 million copies, and they've been trying to get a sequel made forever.
No kidding.
And there was some buzz that if this works, will this possibly jumpstart a sequel finally?
That'd be great.
Yeah. And Sam Lake doesn't want to say that. He doesn't want to commit to it.
No, of course not. That's fair.
Right. But if that's what happens, that's what happens. I'm sure he'd be
very pleased about that.
I mean, I really love that. So what their plan is, they say the story of the original game is our starting point, which is the seed, which will grow into the bigger story we're exploring in the show. We'll be expanding the lore of this crazy and dark universe and diving deeper into certain aspects of it that the game ever did. So I'm sure it'll be like they'll use the main through line of the story and then sort of play up the additional characters. Right. It won't all be like a Duracell commercial with the flashlights. But I did suggest that to him. It's a logical sponsor for the show, right?
Yeah.
But but this is the interesting thing. Like, there's been lots of attempts to adapt video games into various media, and
they've worked every time.
I can think of name every successful video game adaptation into multimedia. Yet Silent Hill, I would argue, is good.
So, the first Silent Hill movie is pretty good. I liked it.
Oh, there was another one?
Nope. There was only the one.
Yep. The original Resident Evil, I liked.
Yeah.
I mean, it does what it said on the tin.
That's true. Like, it's not Resident Evil at all, but it's fine. It's fine. One thing I like to point out that obviously isn't like the Japanese Phoenix Wright movie, like the live action one.
I didn't see that one.
It's really good.
Is it?
It's quite entertaining.
Do the puns translate well?
They work. Okay. The translators did what they could. Like, it's a fan translation that I watched.
Tomb Raider, like the most recent Tomb Raider I haven't seen yet.
So it's too boring though. Like, it's such a standard movie. They barely even made it a Tomb Raider film.
Yeah.
House of the Dead. Oh, settle down, Kyle
House
Keller.
of the
Jesus.
Dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Castlevania on Netflix.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think that's largely about what's his face?
Warren Ellis.
Yeah. Because his writing is excellent.
And I agree with Dan. Dead or Alive was dumb, but it was fun.
Well, you're half right.
I got it.
Yep. Yep.
It's very fun.
Anything by Yui Bowl? No.
God.
Like, I'm looking at 2. I mean, that's not a great track record.
I feel like there's got to be. Well, I mean, if you want to look at TV shows as well, and again, Japan,
sure.
right? Like Pokemon, the animated series.
I mean, wasn't that a animated series first?
No, I mean, it was based off the game. Like the whether it was based, the show came first, it was specifically because the game was coming out. Like they
super
were
toyetic.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, that mini-series thing, yeah, those were decent. I mean, that largely played off the
series.
movie, right?
Yeah, the web series, right?
No, there was actually a TV show.
Oh.
It was on Space for the longest fucking time.
The fuck?
Wasn't terrible.
That's not the one that Jerry Ride was in, was it?
I can almost assuredly say no.
Okay, that was the web series. I guess I missed this one.
It had some recognizable character actors in it. But aside from that,
never saw it. Okay, yeah. Interesting.
Did you ever see? Well, have you seen The Man in the High Castle?
Yeah.
The guy that plays the trade minister was Shao Tsung.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Of course, he was a lot more imposing there, but yeah.
Oh, she's talking about the Jerry Ryan one.
So Jerry Ryan was in
She was in the web series one.
I don't remember a web series.
Yeah, it was actually really popular.
Yeah, but no, it was on Space where they had Goro, they had what's it, Shao Kahn, and they had Shang Tsung and everything.
How the fuck did I miss this?
Same reason you may have missed like the Blade television series or the Crow television series.
I keep forgetting there was a Crow.
Yeah, you and everyone else. I'm trying to put that out of my goddamn mind.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, this is the thing, right? I think the biggest problem. Bob Hoskins struck his mistake. We don't talk about Super Mario. 2 seasons, yeah. Each episode was pretty much about one character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I watched that one. It was pretty good.
So anyway, so this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
In the era of the HBO, what's the word? Like, not episodic, but serialized, right?
Yeah.
So you get like these shows that you have to watch every one, because now that we can binge media or we can have it on demand, it's not as big a barrier, right?
Exactly.
So going to the Netflix series, going to the HBO or Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever, I think you can have a much more successful adaptation, right? Castlevania showed that. Like, that was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And they're talking about doing Assassin's Creed. That would be great too, as long as you have the time to like flesh out the characters and whatnot.
Leave out the Michael Fassbender one. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Sorry, you can't. It's canon.
I know.
It is absolutely canon.
I'm not that worried about it because obviously I don't follow the series that much, but that's a bad movie.
It not a great movie.
It's just so bland.
It's like you take every part of Assassin's Creed that's good and you get rid of it.
Oh yeah, get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a great movie. Anyway. So, and I mean, they're hitting the nail right in the head. So he says...
Oh, Naruto's throwing some shade.
Oh, Naruto.
Sorry.
I used to like you.
Oh, wow.
The anime was good, man.
Yeah,
Warren Ellis.
It was pretty good. Like, there was good stuff in there. And there
good.
was very, like, again, as somebody who follows Castlevania...
Stop trolling. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? He says, how do you take a 10 to 40 hour experience and distill it down to 90 minutes, right? So in a video game, typically that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You can't have action sequence through 90% of your movie, otherwise you end up with like a latter Die Hard movie that's just terrible.
Or the tail end of Dragon Ball Super, which is also terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's a problem. I think we need to see more of video games being adapted to like a television series.
Yeah, that's a better choice than movies for a lot of them, for the exact reason that these games run long. Like, again, sure, maybe you've got 20 hours of play, but maybe you only have 5 to 6 hours of story. But still, that's 5 to 6 hours of story.
Yeah.
That's not...
You could do a whole series like Young Indiana Jones for young Nathan Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have, like Uncharted the early years or something, But yeah, like just the time to give your characters some fleshing out, build them up, form attachments, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
All right, we're coming into that. You know what time it is?
Ooh, it's time to press the options button. Shit, every single time. Well, it's a great night. Bye, guys.
It's time to press select on the options menu.
Damn it!
Yep. You'll get it one of these times.
I hope so.
One of these times.
I hope so.
Every week, we have a rotating bevy of topics that we call the options menu. This week, we're going to do Steal This Idea, where we give freely to developers an idea for a game that you may go forth and make a game however you wish, as long as it's good. If it's less than 80% on Metacritic, I want my money back. Yeah. But otherwise... More than 80%, as long as I get to play this game, go forth, make the game. We salute you.
Awesome.
So, traditionally, I let Dandr0id go first, but I'm going to throw you into the bus instead today.
Oh, lovely.
Because I've got the soundboard.
Nah, you bastard.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Okay, so I actually have a couple ideas, but I think I'm going to go with...
I'm going to get a drink.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, poor Dandr0id saying, like, did you wait until I was away to do this? Harsh. So I kind of want to talk about a game idea I'd have for the Iron Fist in honor of the Iron Fist second season coming out on Netflix.
I don't have the Ask Me About Kunlun overlay.
Christ. So our season, we're going to talk about it in not this week, but next week for Comic Sans.
Right.
Because we'll all have seen it by then. But I think the Iron Fist, there's a lot of great stories in there, and there's a lot of... Again, it's an action martial arts series. Like, it's perfect for a video game.
Right.
So what the kind of game I would propose is more of a Devil May Cry style, like God of War style, like kind of one of those what people like to call character action games, starring the Iron Fist as the titular character that's playable. But I'd also want there to be some other characters you can throw in very much in Devil May Cry style, where they have multiple characters that are just almost just as fleshed out as the main character.
So you'll have like Luke Cage, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want Iron Fist, Luke Cage,
Jessica Jones.
Oh well, actually, I'd more
Misty Knight.
Well, I'd more stick it to the not Defenders.
Was it the Heroes for Hire?
For Hire, yeah. Like, because I'd want Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, and perhaps like Orson Randall. Might be a hidden character.
See, I do not know him.
Right, and we'll talk about him a little bit later.
Sure. On your own goddamn show.
No, yeah, exactly. So, like, I think that'd be a perfect setup to have all these characters journey to the mystical land of Kunlun and have to deal with something there. One of the plot points in some of the older series was actually the seven mystical cities having a tournament and trying to pick which city earns the right to have the power of the Iron Fist.
Test your might.
Exactly. Actually, that's kind of what it would be. I'd like there to maybe, because again, Iron Fist lore is not something that's super well known in the mainstream, and I think this game could really explore that and utilize that. But I think they could also have some fun by throwing in some other well-known martial artists within the Marvel series into this as either partners or adversaries. Characters like, characters like Taskmaster or Black Widow or other people who are well known for their martial arts skills just kind of thrown into this.
Was Taskmaster well known for his martial arts skills?
Well, he can copy martial arts though.
Right, that's his whole
shtick. But he
tells
actually
you to do stuff and he watches you and he copies you. And...
He's also has a mercenary like school / group. Like he's like like he's like armed to the nine. So having him as a Ken Deadpool. Well, I mean, I'd want that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Necro says the same thing I said. No, basically it's Mortal Kombat.
Well, in a sense, they have like there's elements of that, but it's more of an action game. Like it's not a fighting game. It's an action game like Devil May Cry.
Okay.
So in that sense, you'd actually get to journey around these areas while still building your skills.
Sure.
And then each character would obviously have their own specialties. Like obviously, like Dandr0id, kind of the more balanced kind of character, while you've got Luke Cage's
credit card. Hire some mercenaries.
I'm Dandr0id. I own a company.
Starts the Foot Clan.
They have the hand, the Foot Clan. Okay.
I get the joke.
Yeah, no, it's
I get the joke.
Well, actually,
technically,
Streets of Rage side-scroller game with the Defenders. I mean, honestly, there were games like that kind of for Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, and the like. But
Maximum Carnage was a great game.
I loved it, but apparently it wasn't panned by critics.
Really?
Yeah, shocking. I know. I was surprised when I found that out.
I mean, it was no like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time.
The remake of that or the original?
I didn't play the remake. That was
a bad remake.
It was
bad.
Platinum did it, didn't they?
No, Platinum did their own original
Which was
game.
bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
I did not. I did see that. It was like the 2D 3D one, and they
you can attack in 8 directions. Made no sense.
Yeah,
but
it was not great.
Let's not even talk about that. So this game,
the Avengers, huck your shield.
Yeah,
I remember that.
But in this game, again, I wanted like you don't need to go to the rundown of each character, but essentially this game, what I'd want it to be is again like more of a 3D action game style, and in the style of like Devil May Cry. So, but what I'd want is also maybe an element of God Hand, which is vastly underrated, because Danny is
God Hand for the PS2.
Yeah,
holy crap. Okay, that goes back a ways.
That game's so fucking good.
Not many people know about God Hand. You are correct.
Oh boy, shame. But the idea here, what I would like to take from God Hand and maybe give to a couple of more like characters like Dandr0id, maybe the rest of them too, but Dandr0id specifically because he's supposed to be a kung fu master, and he's not just a master of one art of kung fu. Like he's mastered a few different styles of kung fu. Yeah. So given that, you'd be able to maybe customize your own combos.
Sure.
And
probably different skill trees.
Well, exactly. You have different skill trees, and then you'd be able to learn different moves, and you'd kind of be able to kind of switch them in and out for Dandr0id. I want each character to kind of have their own gimmick in that sense.
So would it be like Way of the Samurai, where you have different stances which activate different schools of?
Not really. I would think like again, I'd honestly want something like that for somebody like Colleen, just specifically because she's got a sword. But I again like, and it'd be kind of gamifying, like arbitrarily, adding game mechanics to each character. But with Danny, I want him to be like very customizable to the sense where you can choose them.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about like the more recent Yakuza games, like Yakuza 0 and on, where they have like the four different modes or 4 different stances and whatnot.
Oh, exactly. And what I would like is to have different like again, like somebody like Colleen would maybe have some of the. They made that game. They call it Marvel. Okay, that's a different style of game. That's a top-down Diablo light style game.
It's like that game, but it's good.
Yeah, this is not that game. This is again think Ninja Gaiden if you need something to
like latter day Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, old school not old school Ninja Gaiden like the game Xbox Ninja Gaiden and
Team
stuff like
Ninja,
that. Yes.
Itagaki.
Itagaki Ninja Gaiden, again, Devil May Cry 1, 3, 4, stuff like that.
Yeah. Hopefully a little bit more what's the word? Accessible.
I'm sure they would want it to be, and it would have to be because it's a Marvel game. So I don't have any it's going to be super hardcore because I like those are one of my favorite style of games. So I'm like, they need to make it accessible for people.
The original Shinobi arcade. Well, I mean the remake Shinobi was like they very much. It was really hard. It was basically like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Like or Ninja Gaiden Sigma if you're a PS3 owner.
Honestly, the original Shinobi series, Shinobi 3. Or like that's the best of those.
Still have it for the Genesis.
It's so fucking good.
I have the Shinobi, the one for the Saturn, was like all of the FMV in between levels and whatnot. It was amazing.
Oh my god, can you hook that up still?
I'm sure.
One day.
Worst case scenario, we'll run it through the emulator, but I have the actual software.
We'll talk about that because I want to play that. Yeah. So I think that you can have a lot of fun and even pull in some villains. Like, I mean, again, what I like about this, and it's kind of similar to what they do in something like Spider-Man Web of Shadows, where they pull in characters from other franchise, like come from other Marvel stuff that aren't necessarily Iron Fist characters or villains, but then bring them into here if
Logical
they make sense.
Inclusions,
exactly. Right? Like, I mean, I'd honestly want maybe even something like characters like Fin Fang Foom or the Mandarin and stuff like that.
Fin Fang Foom.
Fin Fang, yeah, it's
okay.
Evil dragon character.
Just strikes me as something you might run into in like Hanna-Barbera's Wacky Races, like Hong Kong Fooey or someone.
Marvel. Marvel. So just getting a chance to yeah, exactly. So getting a chance to actually have like just a very fleshed out Iron Fist world and actually give people a chance to get to know the Danny Rand from the comics. Because I mean, the show getting a little better, but it's hardly the Danny Rand that a lot of us know.
Second season was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like and we're going to talk about it.
It was decent.
Yeah.
Way
absolutely.
better than the first one.
Oh boy, don't even get me started.
It's a lot better when it's like more accessible stakes. I keep using that word.
No, exactly. But the stakes were something that you could understand.
Compared to the first one where it was all kind of...
Yeah, I have to save Kunlun to defeat the hand. What do you mean? I don't even... Okay, no, we'll talk about...
It's pretty broad.
Yeah, the hand was confused.
Yes.
And confusing. So yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, basic idea. That's kind of, and there'd be some light platforming challenges as well. Like, I mean, again, I want mobility similar to Ninja Gaiden, which is why I brought it up. Because Ninja Gaiden had some cool platforming stuff in it that Devil May Cry's platform, as much as that's my favorite of the games, platforming in those games is not great.
Of course, though, because it has Danny Rand in it, you would have to have like a certain amount of structured destruction.
Yeah.
Like with
100%. Definitely.
Walls.
Yes.
Smashing things over.
Yes.
Ground pound, the whole bit. Right.
Oh, absolutely. So I think that would be just a perfect thing because Danny Rand is becoming a mainstream character at this point.
Yeah.
So let's get to know the Danny Rand.
Right.
Perfect opportunity, and he'd make a great game because he's already a martial arts master, and him and his friends all know how to fight.
I'm sure he's having a bit of a renaissance now, like Iron Man did back in the day when he was still a second string character. Now he's like,
Yeah, I always question that because people say he was second string, but I mean, I've been reading comics for years before that, and he was often front and center in Avengers even before he became popular.
Like when you think about Marvel in their pantheon of characters, right? You have the X-Men way out front.
Well, yeah.
That was the big
X-Men
thing in the 90s,
oh my god, like wow,
like
how
everywhere.
times have changed.
Right? And you talk about the Avengers, it's like
Iron Man, Spider-Man. Iron Man was
Spider-Man is huge. It's always been huge, right?
I just feel like Avengers wasn't popular in the comics. Well, no, I maybe. You know what? Again, I have such a skewed version of the comics in the 90s because I was so frustrated.
They literally had to spin it off to the West Coast. They had to franchise
West Coast Avengers.
To franchise it to get the fucking money back.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, but yeah, no.
The Avengers used to hang out with Alpha Flight. Game, set, match.
You're such a nerd. I can't believe you know Alpha Flight.
I'm surprised to know Alpha Flight.
Jesus Christ.
So there you go.
But yeah, like, no, you're not wrong, though.
I'm the fucking nerd. I've heard you assholes on Tuesdays. I hear one more fucking discussion about Mr. Mind.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
But long story short,
I had to look it up because I thought you were making shit up entirely.
Yeah, that's a thing.
All right.
Anyway, so I want to give you time, but yeah, I think I agree with you. Like Renaissance, Danny Rand, perfect time to do it.
Yep, I would think so. I mean, I honestly don't think. I think they'd be better off making a Luke Cage game. I'd love to see a Luke Cage game.
But again, that's one of my ideas as well, and that'll be better. But I'm not going to do it right now.
I'm not. This is not my idea. But you take the Yakuza format.
Oh my god! No,
and instead of Kamurocho,
it's Harlem. No, exactly.
Right?
Like that. Again, it's like you're reading my mind here. That's one of my ideas. That's literally the only reason I talked about Danny Rand now is because we're gonna be talking about him next week. So
Jim Lee got a start on Alpha Flight. Well,
wow, I did not realize that.
Yeah,
but that's cool.
He moved on, didn't he? Because Alpha Flight sucks.
Wow.
Fight me.
Whoa.
They're Canadian superheroes. What are they gonna do?
Hey, we've got crime here.
Do we though?
Yes. Winnipeg has a very high crime rate.
That's true. Well, it's like, oh, look, a murder. Well, off to fight crime. I don't know. I got nothing. Anyway,
Legit.
All right.
Yes.
So, I have always talked about this. Save me, save them, Mises. Here's the thing. I love Mafia games. I love Mafia 1, 2, and 3, obviously.
Yep.
The Godfather games,
Yep.
those are great.
Yep.
Gangsters, which is an old, I want to say Eidos game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was that? Cosa Nostra? No, Omerta. Omerta. That was the one. It was not great, but I played it anyway.
Of course you did.
So I like all of those games, you know, and big fan of The Godfather, obviously, the whole bit.
Yeah.
I want to see, like, the Mafia 3 especially, but Mafia 2 even, and even the first one to a certain extent, has a very strong through line of the story, right? And especially when you have, like, the actual characters carrying on from one to the next.
Right.
I want to see something like that fleshed out a little bit more narratively. So what I would like to see is a game like Mafia, but I want to see it kind of what they did with Alpha Protocol for like for spying and whatnot. I want to see Mafia / Mass Effect, so like a Mafia effect kind of thing.
Okay, that's a cool idea.
Right? So it's half action game, like Mafia is.
Yeah.
But instead of the dialogue and whatnot just being cinematics, you actually have like a narrative control. There's choices, there's discussions.
Yeah.
You make friends, you make enemies, so that your dialogue actually influences the gameplay.
Right.
So, say for example, it's like The Godfather. You're trying to take over a city. You're trying to whatever. You're trying to shore up defenses against attack. Whatever. You're trying to negotiate alliances with other families. Things like this would all be part of the narrative discussion, and it would influence how the game ends. And so it might mean that you have certain allies that you didn't before. You have access to certain things you didn't have before, like maybe certain businesses. You know, you go out and you muscle into someone else's territory. That influences, you know, the whole shifting alliances of a mafia organization.
Right.
But it's more narrative based than just, you know, structured missions that are, like presented to you and you do them.
So it's a little bit more open-ended with a potential, like, well, rather than a morality system, it's more like a system of balance between each of the groups.
Basically, like each, like if you had like the traditional 5 families, like they talk about that in various applications of Mafia and those kind of stories, right?
Sure.
So each one has control of certain businesses. Each one has a certain number of guys, you know. Yeah. So there'd be a recruiting thing. You could have like an Assassin's Creed style mission system, where you send out guys to do a job, and you know you get blowback. You gotta go to the mattresses. The whole bit.
Weigh that those benefit pros and cons of that. Neat.
And then you have lieutenants that you bring up, and each one is like your crew member, like you have in Mass Effect, and each one you build up with their various skills and whatnot.
Right.
Maybe one's good at arson, one's good at breaking and entering, one's good at just straight up hitter. You know, so you could like send them off on particular missions or have them guard particular territories, or you bring them with you physically in the mission.
Sure.
You know, banter back and forth, and all their quote unquote elevator banter would be all Mafia themed.
Yeah, all long elevator rides.
Probably the best part, and I mean, you probably are going to play Mafia 3. You may never play Mafia 2.
I'm probably not Mafia. I mean, I have Mafia 3 now because of PS Plus. So
PS Plus. Play Mafia 3. Anyone who hasn't.
I really want to.
For that matter, play Mafia 2. Anyone who hasn't. But Mafia 2, the main character went to war, and he came home. His friend Joe was in the Mafia. That's how your inroad to the Mafia. And he's driving you home from the airport, basically, after you come home from... I think he was actually fighting in Italy. So he's an Italian guy fighting in Italy to hold back the Nazis. And Italian-American. Yeah. So he's driving this friend home, and he's talking about, now that you get... you're back at stateside, we got to, get you laid, basically. And he's going through all these jokes about like pickup lines, right? Stuff like, why don't I go home and play house? I'll pretend you're the door and I'll slam you.
Oh,
things like this, right? Just like
Jesus.
like terrible like period jokes.
Dear God.
No pun intended, but no. Oof. So really, really funny shit. Like the writing in that was excellent. I want to have that level of kind of discourse. Like and over the course of that game, you got to know this character Joe. So like the ultimate. How the story plays off, like, it's just heartbreaking. So I want to see that. I want to have that level of interaction. You love your characters like you like Garrus and you like Thane and Liara.
Yep. That's cool. I like that idea a lot.
Who is Puck? Not like from Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, like what? Like yeah, that was exactly like
unless that's a Marvel guy. I don't know.
Oh no, there is a Puck in Marvel, I believe.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I think there is. Like
it's like he's the Marvel version of Trelane, I guess.
Goddamn comic books.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would like to see that because I think Mafia games, they do a disservice by just being shooters.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a very rich like kind of world they could easily build.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, folks. I think we're coming into that time.
We did it.
It is. So that's our show for this week, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you coming out and joining us here, especially with Dandr0id, taking time out of his busy con schedule to join us in the chat.
Yes.
We'll miss you, Dandr0id. He'll be back next week, apparently.
Nice.
I think he's an idiot because he's coming back and he's still going to be going to cons, but he's going to try to make it on Mondays. Oh. Like he's going to fly back and still try to make it for Monday. And I'm like, you're going to be so wiped out. You should just,
Yeah, Dandr0id, if you need the rest, definitely do that. I mean, this guy's...
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. But anyway, he's a trooper, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, appreciate everyone else coming out. If you like what we do, please share with your friends, your fellow gamers. Hit the follow button, either here or on YouTube if you're watching it later on our archive, which I promise you is I got to get on archiving regularly to YouTube. But
it's tough to find the time.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I miss my unpaid intern. Nobody tell Dad... Discount I said that.
I'm going to tell him.
Hey, fuck you. He who controls the soundboard.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, you can reach out to us on Twitter at Digital_Fiasco and tell us what you think, even if you're a big fan of Assassin's Creed the movie.
If you exist.
As Alba would say, woof. Yep.
Choices.
Yep. But yeah, follow us on Twitch so that you can get all the notifications when we go live and all of our various shows. Tomorrow, Comic Sans will proceed without Albel.
Sans Albel. Stuck it in there! Well, at least you got one Wilhelm scream out tonight.
Yep.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. Comic Sans, in this case, like without comedy, Comic Sans will be on at the regular time, 7 p.m. Central Time. I believe Kelly Cassidy will be here with Clay Toon.
Yes, awesome.
Yes. So he will be joining us because I didn't want to be on another goddamn show anyway. So fuck those guys. I didn't want to talk about.
Wow. Yeah, you feeling left out there, bud?
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
He's hurt.
A little hurt. Ooh. But that's okay. I mean, I bitched about... There's no Discovery to bitch about till it comes back on the air.
Yeah, that's true.
So what the hell? I got nothing to talk about.
Well, next week when we do... when you can come on the show, we can talk about Iron Fist. So
talk about Iron Fist. I'm curious if someone's going to watch Jack Ryan. Like, I'm watching it.
I'm going to watch it. I think I'm going to go to it before I go back to Man of High Castle because there's a lot of Man of High Castle I got to get to.
I'd really rather you watch 12 Monkeys instead because that's a really good show. I like that show a lot.
12 Monkeys is super good.
Jack Ryan is decent. I mean, but it's action. It's a Tom Clancy thing. You know exactly what you're getting into.
Jim from The Office. Does he keep giving the camera weird looks?
He does not. No. He's actually quite believable in the role.
I can see him doing a serious role. Like, I can picture it. You know?
It also doesn't hurt that he is now jacked. It is ridiculous how built he is.
I can't make the pun.
All right, I'll give you one for free because I'm just curious.
Jacked Ryan.
I immediately regret that decision.
You would! Bye, guys! Oh, he's so physically in pain right now. Oh, jeez. I'm going to die after this episode, aren't I?
Yeah. Good thing I already have a alibi since you said you weren't going to be in next week's show, and then when you don't turn up 2 weeks from now, where's Albel? Haven't seen him in 2 weeks.
Send help.
Yep.
On that note,
I am an adult. All right, folks. From all of us here at Digital Fiasco Live, I'm Jack McBastard.
I'm Albel88.
We're gonna pass it on to someone here in Winnipeg. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time for Comic Sans. Until then, have a good night.